Understand both sides, let the truth transcend. Stay in the great where perspectives intertwine. We seek the truth in the gray we define. In this podcast journey, minds open wide. Shades the truth on this impartial ride. A long time ago we started stumbling. Feels like this country's crumbling. The government is fumbling. A Congress that is bumbling. Both sides are always arguing. They all could use some humbling. And stop the world from tumbling. Rebuild the trust is plummeting. If ideas would start bubbling, our efforts could be doubling. And chaos would start slumbering. And people resume huddling. And talk about the trouble and concerns we're always juggling. Cooperate while snuggling. And quit the useless struggling.
Hey, everybody.
I was a little early on that one.
You were early on that one. Well, you're distracted. There's a beautiful woman in the studio with us tonight.
Stop.
Before we get rolling, in case you want to know who the hell this is, her name is Liv.
Hi.
Everybody. Hi.
Howdy do.
We're so excited. I've been waiting for her to come here for a long time. We've been talking about this for a while, have we not?
Yes, sir.
I'm glad you finished that sentence.
Yes. Maybe I regret what I was saying. And that's part of the reason we're excited is because she's a smart ass like we are, and we're going to have some fun. And I'm excited to change the show a little bit. We've been very political. We've been very...
Thank God.
Current events and, you know, the whole Trump trying to be assassinated thing. We had to talk about it. We're going to give you a little bit different tonight. Some of it's going to be fun and some of it's going to be fun depending on who you are. Not so fun for Liv. She's going to tell us some stories about herself, and we'll get to that point. First, I know you don't want to hear it, but we have to mention it. The only part of politics I'll talk about. Joe Biden is out. Kamala Harris is in.
No kidding. When did this happen?
Shut up.
No way.
I think it happened yesterday officially. Do you give a shit as an Australian?
Fucking no.
By the way, she's Australian, if you couldn't tell by that fucking name.
Right.
Fuck no.
Are we jokes around the world yet?
Do you care? Yeah. Do you talk to Australian people and they're like, this is ridiculous?
Are we jokes around the world?
America's a joke. Yeah.
Okay.
Slightly.
That's bullshit. That pisses me off.
It's just because
we gotta get back.
How crazy
shit
is here.
Oh, we get it.
Yeah.
This is coming from somebody from Australia too.
Yeah.
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 And it's crazy here.
So, anyway, that's all I'm going to say. I don't think Kamala can win. I don't like her. We'll talk about her later. How about that? Because we have Liv here. Unless you have something you want to add.
I just don't give a fuck.
Thank God.
Yeah.
The Secret Service that we've been talking about, you were all over them. You were relentless. You said it's their fault. They fucked up. They did something wrong on the Trump assassination, by the way.
Yeah.
And today, apparently, the pressure got to her, and what's her name?
Don Cheadle?
It was just sister from another mother. Kimberly Cheadle, the head of the Secret Service, resigned, and I don't blame her. She's getting fucking hammered by everybody. So, in the courtroom, that...
I mean, when it comes to protecting...
literally getting hammered by everybody.
When you fuck up that bad, when you're protecting somebody like that, that's grounds, I would think, to get rid of them.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's our political talk for tonight. How do you feel?
See what happens when you put a woman in power? I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, right when the music stops.
Yeah.
Well done. Liv, I'm so happy to have you here. There's many reasons that you're sitting here with us.
Yes.
One of them is because ever since I've met you, and we'll just go ahead and say it, Liv makes an incredible latte.
Yeah.
And that's what I do sometimes. I get a latte. And I'll talk to anybody. Trey will vouch for that.
Unfortunately.
And in our many conversations, you've fascinated me in many ways. And so I just said, why don't you come on and tell some of these stories, some of your opinions, and especially because, as we just found, an Australian has some opinions about the United States.
Right.
I'm not happy about that first one.
Can't argue right now, though.
Yeah, I know, but I want to be big and bad again. Who makes us big and bad? Okay. We're going to move on. So why don't you start?
Me.
I'll be quiet. Trey, do you have anything to say?
Not right now.
Okay. I'll start.
I'll start.
Liv, how about you start? Tell us about your upbringing, when you came here, why you came here, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, my upbringing was a different one from everyone else's childhoods. I grew up in a cult. Yeah.
Whoa! So you're gonna go
That's a
right
curveball.
there. Okay.
Should I just jump right into it?
Jump right into it.
'Cause-
I have some questions I'm going to ask you.
But I also grew up in Australia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the cult, and then I'll
Yeah.
ask you some fun questions real fast. You grew up in a cult, like
Yeah.
as a child?
I was born into it. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, we're gonna need more.
Yeah. So my dad
what
was in
kind
the
of cult?
church, and
So religious cult.
yes, religious cult. And it wasn't like a convent or anything, or like, they lived together. We had some freedom, but it was like more manipulation, controlling,
Oh, wow.
like them telling us what to do. And, I was told to quit my job and focus on being a wife and a mother. And yeah,
Oh.
like that's why I
Harrison-
didn't
Harrison
value
Butker.
school.
About to say.
Yeah.
So she's a Kansas City fan.
She's
Yeah.
Chiefs. There are Chiefs fans.
Yeah.
there.
Chiefs.
We stand with Harry.
Anyway.
It was a joke. So they basically told you what you could and couldn't do. Was it
Yeah.
kind of like Handmaid's Tale towards women? Was it kind of like you have to cook and clean and
Yeah, like the women takes the womanly roles.
like Amish?
Kinda, but it's just like you're gonna not have a job. You're expected to not have a job. You're expected
As a
to
woman.
as a woman to not have a job, get married, raise children, be a stay-at-home mother. That's it.
How old were you when you actually realized what was going on, that something was different?
I think I was like 18, 19 when I became
Oh my
like
god.
legal, and I started realizing that like as soon as you turn 18, that's when boys can start approaching you and like courting you and stuff. But they had to go through the pastor and then my dad and then me to like they had to get permission from
you did
a couple
have
people.
eventual. I mean, you
I
got
never
to-
dated anybody in the church because I didn't like the fact that nobody came to me to ask
Right.
me about my future. They had to ask their pastor, then my pastor, then my dad before actually coming to me. And so that kind of freaked me out because I was like, if you like me, just come to talk to me.
Yeah.
Why
Well,
should
there
you-
are some cultures like a lot
Yeah.
like that are out there like that. Yeah.
Well, I'm just curious, like what we would call elementary school, so there was no different than it would be here, going through school at a young age, none of that different.
No, school was fine. Like I went to a public school.
You went to the same school as other kids,
Yeah, public school and
and nobody, teachers or anything questioned this cult. Did you have like outfits and shit? Or?
not really outfits. Like it was very reserved cult, I would say. Like we didn't wear crosses. We didn't like. It wasn't superly outward, but they wanted they were like, this is the one true church of God, and if you're not in this church, you're gonna go to hell. And
Okay,
if you
okay.
are in the church and you leave, you're going to hell.
And you
you're
were
gonna-
forced as a child to be in it because
Yeah.
your parents were in it.
Yeah, like I grew up and I knew nothing other than the church.
Did you live in a same neighborhood with everybody else, or you just went to the
No,
same church?
it was just the same church.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's.
it-
I was picturing some big gymnasium, and they're all
Right.
like living in there.
With the red Kool-Aid and everything.
Yeah, don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Was there any type of mutual, or what do they call that, suicide, where you drink it and I'll drink it kind
Right.
of thing? The leader.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? No.
That's crazy.
Like the Waco thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I think.
It was nothing like that. Like we didn't live on premises. Like I've delved into cults around the world, and it wasn't like that, but it definitely was a cult.
Was there any crazy rules that you had to follow?
Oh yeah, guidelines.
So what if
what
you
they
got
call-
caught like
Yeah, like if you
doing
were,
some fun stuff with a dude?
you would get like put out of fellowship,
Oh.
and you'd have to like repent and want to come back.
But did women like you or somebody like girls like you say, I'm just going to do that, get kicked out because it's
Yeah.
messed up? Or did you not realize how messed up this was?
There was a lot of my friends that did, but it was more the control of like, you'll lose your family.
Yeah.
You'll get kicked out of your home. You'll lose your family. You won't have anybody to have you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I can't. So like when you're
wild.
15 years old, you still think this is normal.
Yeah, I thought it was normal up until I was like 18.
Well, Trey and I are in a cult now.
Yeah, really.
No.
You sure?
It's this podcast is our cult.
Yeah. You realize, okay, you have to ask permission from 8 different people before you can talk to you.
And like I never really wanted that, so I was like looking for a way out, I think, of like shit, I this sucks and I don't really want to be more involved, and I never really was fully involved in it. And I was more acting in the church, and I was like,
By about 18.
yeah, 18, 19.
Yeah.
19 I got a boyfriend,
Okay.
and
Through proper channels
good
or?
no,
okay.
outside the church. And like
good
I kept
for
it
you.
a secret from
Some
everybody.
romantic excursions.
Yeah,
All right.
like I was staying at his place. And
Oh
like,
yeah.
Did he know about all this as far as the cult and everything?
He knew some, but I always kept it from him. And he was like, "Why wouldn't you tell your parents about me?" I'm like, "Oh well,
Right.
yeah, it's shit."
Well, we won't talk about them much, but do you still talk to your parents?
Yeah, we talk.
Are they still part of the church?
They are.
Wow,
Yes.
that's
Interesting.
crazy.
They're still in the church.
Yeah,
and
I mean-
so is my older sister,
Oh.
because she's
wow.
the only one out of the 4 siblings that married in the church.
So she married. She had a arranged marriage.
Not arranged, but like she
It
had
had-
the.
it had to go through the phases.
They went through the chain and like, yeah,
She approved.
She was okay with him.
yep, and they got married. They had a really quick marriage. She was like
I
18.
feel like you could do a movie about a romance, like when you're 18, because
Right.
17 you can.
17
You don't know shit.
little
Well, 17. Well, it's for legal purposes.
consent.
But in a movie, yeah, I guess consent. They can show it. But 18 movie, you meet a guy, you escape the church. They're looking for you. I feel like there's a script there. What do you think?
I reckon
Well-
there's somebody that's made that movie.
It's kind of weird that
I
I've been
haven't seen
watching this show on MTV, but there's a show that's called Help, I'm in a Secret Relationship. And it would be crazy.
Did you see Liv
coming
on
up-
that show?
Huh?
Did you see Liv?
No, but this
you
would be
see it?
interesting. Can you imagine? Because one of the two will reach out to the show and say, "Hey, I haven't met their family. I haven't met their friends. What's going on? What are they hiding? Blah blah blah." And then you find out, "Oh, I'm just in a cult. I just don't want to, tell anybody about you, because I could get in trouble." Type deal. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, that's.
That would be wild.
So when did you first kiss somebody?
I was like,
Let's get down to it, Liv.
my first kiss was like when I was 15.
Oh,
Yeah.
but was it
But
an
was, like-
arranged kiss?
No. It was secretive, and I had to watch a lot of YouTube videos to like
to learn
know
how.
that I was gonna do it well.
Trey watches a lot of videos too.
Yeah.
Like
I
I
don't know
was
if they're on
scared that I was
YouTube.
gonna be like a frigid bitch and like not know how to do it.
How do you think you did?
I think I did well.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Like I've matured in my kissing. I'm pretty good.
Was the first time that you ever had intimate relations to the fullest extent outside of the church?
I was 19.
So it was
with the secret boyfriend.
the secret boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a movie.
Yeah, because I was
Okay.
scared, but like I was in love
Well, sure.
with him, and he lost his virginity with me, so it was kind of nice.
You see, special is it in the barn with the hay and the wind was blowing.
Yeah, we
I
dated
don't-
for like a year and a half, and then my mom found out, and then I was like, you know what?
Uh-oh.
How did she handle it?
Yeah, she's pretty cool. Like after having, one daughter married in the church, and then another one turned into a drug addict, and then the
Oh.
other one was a drug dealer and had anger issues and
You
stuff.
you like banging the stable boy on the side is like the least of her problems.
least of the-
Banging the stable boy.
I am
on
the-
the side.
Hey, I'm still writing my script. All right.
Wow.
I am the golden
my
child compared to the rest of them
Wow.
because for the longest time I was the only one that would talk to my mum because like my sister didn't want to talk to him. My other one was a drug addict. The other one was doing God knows what. So
Do you? I mean, this sounds obvious, but do you believe that the involvement and the strictness of this cult / church pushed the drugs? Or is this completely separate?
that pushed the drugs on my sister because she left the church at 16 and was forced out of the house.
Oh,
So like she had nowhere else to go.
so if you leave the church, your parents were like, Get
Yeah,
out.
like the ministry would tell the parents to cut off the children.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. So they're like,
Like you will lose your whole family if you are out of this church.
you have to. Any decision you make, you got to go to the ministry.
You actually do. You have to ask permission to like there was a guy that wanted to buy a new house, and he had to ask the ministry to pray on it, or like, do you think that's a good idea?
See, that's where I get a little bit like, whoa.
And they like,
can I get
take your money?
Can we have Qdoba tonight?
Like,
is that okay with you?
right?
That's wild.
That in and of itself is wild, and I think the next step where we get into some, that's enough. Let's just end. But real quick, I don't mean to interrupt your story.
We can go into it.
Let's do this really
do it.
fast
Because I'm actually very excited.
You can't get it's fun. We'll do that, and then
the look on your face is like a pure excitement.
well, it's excitement. There's always one.
Been excited ever since he got this book.
There's always one. There's always one or two though that bomb. So
What's a hit and a miss?
Hopefully we'll see, and then we'll get back into it because that's the first part of Liv's life, and that's nothing compared to what
That's even though I was in the cult for 21 years, that's like 14% of my life.
Yeah, for 14 exactly.
14% of the shit that I've experienced.
Oh my God. Okay, and we're going to get to that in a second, but let's have some fun with Liv, especially now because I bet she sowed some wild oats after all of this happened. What do you think, Trey?
We'll find out.
So
Would you rather, Liv and Trey, you participate as always.
participate.
Would you rather during sex only be able would you rather only be able to utter biblical quotes during or the names of all the Greek gods? I'm starting you easy. This is very
Biblical quotes because I know them. I don't know Greek gods.
Speaking of church, there you go. That's what you were doing in the stable.
I think it would be kind of awkward if I'm
Zeus,
I'm talking about
Odysseus.
Yeah, but if I'm talking about other men while I'm having sex with the woman,
that's what I'm saying.
Would that be throwing them off?
You have to make a decision.
I'm going to go with the Greek gods, of course.
Of course.
My dog's name is Zeus, and I don't think that would like go well.
What if
that one was boring?
What if I do famous actors like The Rock or Jason
You
Statham?
already do. He's got
Rock.
his man
It's
crushes The
natural.
Rock and
It's
Jason
natural.
Statham. And who else?
Ryan Reynolds
Ryan
is up
Reynolds.
there. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He's got 3.
like
I think
hotties?
it's a little more than like man crushes.
What you need to do is put Vince Vaughn on that list.
Oh.
No.
Yeah,
My wife likes Vince Vaughn.
No.
he is my
He's
one and only
cool.
crush.
He's
like
cool.
I had a
No.
sex dream about him, and it
Oh,
was awesome.
and that was it. And then
that was it. Turned me
He's the same
Was that
actor in
before or
every
after
damn
you
movie.
left the church?
in it. I was like 15. That's when I came.
He's a little bit too tall for me.
Would you rather prefer to, during sex, temporarily switch faces with your partner every time?
Every time what?
Every time you have sex.
Okay.
You're looking at yourself and she's looking at
Oh,
herself.
God.
Or temporarily add 50 years to your age.
Face
Oh,
swap.
my God, it
You
already.
wanna
Because
look
I
at- you
feel
wanna
like
look at
I've
yourself?
always wanted to look at myself, and I've had sex in front of a mirror, and that's kind of cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, that makes sense.
At our age, I don't know if I want to add 50 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Face.
I would have to do the face.
But
Now,
just shut
can
your
you,
eyes.
can you trick the system, though?
What? With mirrors?
No. So every time you have sex, does masturbating count as sex?
In your case, sure.
So you're
Then you trick the system.
Well,
you
right.
can rub
And
one
you-
off and then
yeah.
go back and you'll see her face then.
That's very
We'll do
true.
the faces.
Okay. do the
I
face.
won't look for the loopholes.
These hopefully are the 2 that bombed. Would you rather, upon orgasm, ejaculate a cup of honey? in girls, what is your term? It's not ejaculate. What's your term?
come
Okay. All right.
or squirt if you can
Squirt.
do it.
Would you rather squirt a cup of honey?
Wait a minute. Is this me or the female?
Both. It's both.
Oh,
In your-
we're all
You
squirting honey.
ejaculate.
honey.
Okay.
squirt.
Gotcha.
Or a gallon of gasoline.
Well, obviously, the fucking honey.
Well, no.
That would
It has
burn.
an asterisk here with things to consider. What about gas prices? All of a sudden, you have
In this economy?
You have a gallon of gas. You may want to squirt, Trey, a gallon of gas.
Hey, but honey's expensive.
What's honey gonna do? Would you eat a lot of honey? There you go. You got to think about it.
I'm trying to figure out the logistics of how to get all this gasoline. What are you going to have sex in to get all this gasoline? That's just
No, it's when you
with the
finish.
honey. I know, but I mean, you have to finish it.
Just have a
You're going to have gasoline at all of your place.
You're
container
fucking
ready to
your
roll.
car. You're fucking your
Oh yeah,
car.
there you go.
It just sucks up.
That just seems very awkward.
Okay, so you're gonna go with honey.
I'm going with honey.
Honey.
Well, it also says be careful of bear attacks. I guess
I think we'll be all right.
because of the honey. I don't know. Okay, here we go.
You better finish strong.
Yeah, you didn't like these? Well, I think they're fun, so whatever. Women, it reads as, would you rather have a partner with a penis that requires the use of a bike tire pump to get erect? You can just see you over the pump.
It's not that funny.
Sorry, did you have to do that?
Take it easy.
Or a penis that looks like a Native American totem pole. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
No.
I forgot you're not American. No. God, I'm bombing on these. We're going to have to cut these.
Wait, are those the ones with like the eagles on top?
Yeah. That's a total.
Oh, okay.
That's what they're getting at, is that it might not be comfortable.
So does that mean me too? Do I want to have a man
Do you want
with
to
a totem
get
pole?
fucked
Or
Sure, Trey.
I'd rather have a pump because I'm praying that it goes down at some point during this act. That totem
Like when
pole
you
would
fill a
suck.
tire and you get a little
Yeah.
releases at the end there.
Kind of.
A lightsaber penis. Do you know what a lightsaber is? From Star Wars? Well, I don't know. You didn't know what a damn totem pole was.
Okay, but I'm not American.
Okay, well, Star Wars is American.
Yeah, but Star Wars is universal.
Fair enough. All right. Would you rather have a guy that had a lightsaber penis, so it's bright, big old green,
Brighton cuts me
Whatever.
open.
or a penis that wriggles like a snake when you hear music?
Oh shit!
Snake.
Yeah, okay, I thought that might be a girl. I thought
It's a girl thing.
I kind of think I would rather have that too, because I think that would be impressive.
Well, plus, if I have a man with a lightsaber penis, that's going to defeat the purpose of turning the lights off to where I can't see him going after me with it. So I'd have to go with the snake too.
But mood lighting.
But I'm just saying, it's like I want to turn the lights off so I don't see the man coming after me.
Fair enough.
But his lightsaber dick is going to turn everything on. I'm going to see him coming after me again. So I'm going to go with the snake dick. That way I can leave the lights off.
I love how into this you are.
Plus, I'm wondering how he's going to control that snake. So he might miss the hole with the snake.
I think it's once it's inside.
Then
Plus,
it starts dancing.
It's only when music. I'm trying to find a good one here.
So I got to figure out how to
those ones.
make sure I have no electricity so we can't play music.
All right.
Keep the cell phones outside.
All right, let's finish strong. And here's one that has to do with Australia.
Cool.
Would you rather have sex with a koala that's been given PCP or a wolverine that's been given ecstasy?
Holy shit. I want the koala.
I want the Wolverine because koalas have chlamydia.
Oh. Can I change my answer?
No, you've already said it.
This is what we're learning from Liv tonight. Okay, that was the best one, and I just opened it too. I just opened randomly. I searched for the other ones. All right, let's move on. I'm going to talk to my editor about possibly chopping that up a little bit. But Liv, you did fine.
Thanks.
It was Trey's analysis that was something else.
I've got questions, man.
I mean, you were looking at all the dicks, and he had to like accustom himself to
That was
actually having a dick
actually-
in his ass.
That was
I don't
actually
have any dick coming at me.
pretty good analysis about the snake.
Yeah.
It made sense. Well done.
I like to bring logic to the show sometimes.
I love all the political talk we've had, and you brought some good questions and all these things. And now we're talking about snake charm, wiggling, music dick up your
Versus a
butt.
lightsaber, yeah.
I should have given you all four, and you'd have to choose. But another day. Let's get back to our guest.
Okay.
I'm who gives a shit? My questions. You know what? I may throw that book away. This is what we need to talk about. So let's continue. You're in the cult.
Yeah.
You're done with the cult. You're with this guy for a year and a half. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Half.
A year and a half.
Year and a half.
Yeah, but I was still in the cult while I was dating him.
Right.
Yeah.
What?
And then I broke up with him. It was probably for some stupid reason, but I was going to Hawaii for my 21st birthday.
Nice.
Yeah.
You had to get
And
permission, obviously, for all that stuff.
No, I went with my parents.
Oh, okay.
So that was kind of loophole.
So
I was
they had
gonna
to get
go by
permission.
myself. No, that was kind of nice. Like it was
Okay.
an easy trip to make to go overseas, but yeah, I was wanting to go probably to like go by myself and make an international trip, but my parents were like, that's scary. We're gonna go with you. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever.
How long
Yeah,
was that
Hawaii's
flight?
known to be scary.
That Hawaii was like 12 hours.
Oh, it's not bad.
I think
You probably flew the other
yeah.
way, huh?
We flew right up.
Yeah.
Up
Just go straight.
I don't know what the. Let's
straight.
get a globe.
Up
Why
the
don't we have a
international
globe right
date
now?
line.
No, it is funny because I was asking her, I'm like, you're close to South Africa. She's like, what? No.
What the fuck?
It's like, it's all over there to us, Americans.
You're like there, right? There, that's right there.
Yeah, there's really not a lot between Australia and Hawaii. It's just like ocean, Pacific Ocean.
A bunch
Gotcha.
of water.
That's 12 hours over the water.
Yeah.
I'm not the best flyer.
I mean, I've
Much
done
less over the
Dallas to Sydney, and that was 17 and a half hours.
Yeah, you've done that.
That was a lot.
I did Europe to Hawaii. That was
You had a couple stops, though.
one stop.
Oh, one stop.
It's like 21 hours.
Yeah, it's hard.
They need to get some faster planes. What's going on?
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, live in the 21st century.
So you went to Hawaii,
Yes.
which was the first time you had ever been out of Australia?
Yeah, first time.
What were
No,
you?
second-
Was it a culture shock?
It was a culture shock just because I wanted to go on a holiday, but I also wanted to be there. I was 21, legally around the whole world. I could drink, and I
Ready
was
to
like,
party? Were you still with this guy
no, I broke up with him.
for the trip?
I did because I had an ulterior motive. I wanted to.
You wanted to go meet some dudes.
I wanted to go, party, have fun
Yeah.
in Hawaii, which I did have a lot of fun.
Oh,
And I made it to like these freak shows where I saw like women like squirting fish out of their vaginas and
In Hawaii? Really?
yeah,
look how
Are you
interesting.
sure you didn't end up in Mexico?
Were you in Tijuana?
yeah. It was,
I've been
it
to
was
Hawaii like 3
fucking wild.
times. I've never seen fish
Oh,
coming out of a
dude.
hoo-ha.
It's not
What
on
the
Honolulu, like Waikiki Beach.
Okay.
That street, go back one street, and that's where the fucked up
You're
shit
too
happens.
Holy
touristy.
shit.
Yeah, you got to be like
You
with
went to
someone.
the tourist stuff. You got to get behind.
I need to go
scenes.
with the cult church to
Cool
see the
kids
cool
go.
shit. God damn.
Okay, so you found your way to some cool stuff in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Did you meet a boy in Hawaii?
I did meet a boy in Hawaii.
And of course you did. Did you meet a few boys in Hawaii?
No, I only met one.
Really?
Was he Hawaiian? American?
He was American.
American?
Yes, he turned into my love.
Was he in the military?
Oh.
He was in the military. He was there for school, and we met this person, and I fell in love. Quotation marks.
So this wasn't just this was like,
No, it was like
The
I
real
was
deal.
caught up in vacation mode, and he was there, and it was great. And
serendipitous. You
we
were like,
we spent like 8 days together, just
How'd the
going
parents
around
feel
Hawaii.
about that?
Well, I hid him.
Oh,
from them.
okay. Gotcha.
It was funny. We were
where'd
in
they
the,
think you were going? Just around by yourself?
Yeah. Because, I'm pretty independent, but I was in the hotel lobby and I was trying to sneak him up into the elevator, and I look across the lobby and I see my parents. I'm like, push him in the elevator. And I'm like, fucking get up in the room.
Hold on.
Hide.
How long were you in Hawaii?
It was like 10 days.
Okay. So you get there on day 1.
He wants to know about the squirting vagina.
No, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying because for 8 days you're with him. So
Yeah.
what day did you meet this man on?
I met him on my birthday, and it was like,
Day 1?
that was
Mo-
second
like
day.
day, yeah,
Second
yeah.
day.
Second day you're in love.
No,
Well,
no, it turned into
It was
that.
like a lot of sex.
By day 4.
Gotcha. So
Like-
day 2 on Hawaii you meet this guy. Gotcha. Okay. I just
Yeah.
So
wanted
he
to get a
must
time
have been,
frame.
he must have been better than the other guy sexually, and so you thought you were in love.
He was, because he was, he had a nice dick, but it was like
Oh.
the second dick I'd ever had.
Sure. So that poor first guy, he's like
He was Asian, so
the first guy.
yeah,
Oh.
it was like 5.
Yeah. Why do we all go? He was 5. You're giving us that
5 inches, yeah.
dimensions. Okay.
Yeah.
This is why lives on. She doesn't leave out.
But he had a good
detail.
personality, right?
He was lovely. I grew up with
Yeah.
him. Like, we went to school together. Yeah.
Well, good for him.
Yeah.
I hope he has a tiny woman
He-
who appreciates his.
He has a
dimensions.
girlfriend now, and they
Great.
have a baby, and like they're living their best life. So cool.
Good.
Yeah.
So this guy's that you met in Hawaii's got a much larger penis.
Yes.
Okay.
So it was like cool, great. Made some
You
sex
fou- you
videos.
fou-
Awesome. Like, yeah.
You fell in love. Are you sure this wasn't you? Okay, so you fell in love.
Yeah, and like we didn't
Now,
want
what
to say
happened?
it, and then
What happened at the end of the trip? Like you were going to go
at the end
home.
of the trip, he drove me to the airport, and we hung out, and we decided that we were going to keep in contact. So we
Wow.
did.
like in a relationship already after 8 days.
Yeah. Like we made it. Yeah, like when I got back, we talked, and I was like, yeah, I want to go through with this. Like we should do the long distance thing.
Okay, and remind me, at this point, you're still with the church because of your parents.
Secretly, I'm still with the church.
So what's the end result? Like, what was your plan?
I didn't have one.
So you were like, what do I do?
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna date this guy.
Well, but date him how?
Long distance.
Phone calls, email,
videos, video
sex,
chatting. Like we
but
sent letters and
you guys
stuff.
both had to have had a conversation where it's like, where is this going to end up?
Yeah.
especially as young as you guys were.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he was
He was
around the same age.
25. I was 21. And
I mean, that's super young.
yeah, and like
Where did he live? Was he on vacation or was he
so
stationed?
he
there?
was there for school, but he
in
was
Hawaii.
stationed in Japan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So we decided at Christmas time. So this was in August. Hawaii was August, and at Christmas time, I would fly to Japan to spend the holidays.
God,
with
you
him.
guys
Wow.
covering the world.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I flew there by myself, and I don't know how the fuck I
That's a
convinced
long
my
flight.
parents and the church to like.
So they
allow me
allowed
to.
it. The
Like, they didn't allow it, but like
Oh.
they were like, well, she's doing it anyway, and she's an adult, so.
why am I picturing these like three creepy old men up on this pedestal?
With these robes
Oh,
on.
I can-
robes and stuff,
I
and you
can
have to
show you.
approach them and be like, "Can I go to Japan and bang my boyfriend?"
Well, you don't
please?"
tell them that part.
My
of it, but
secret boyfriend.
Well, they're not stupid.
Yeah, my mom.
You go for studying.
Yeah, my mom found out about the guy. Like she found out first, but my dad just knew that I was going to visit friends that I met in Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but my mom knew the real reason.
Oh,
And so when I got there, he proposed.
when?
That was 4 months later. Like,
Oh, he
August
proposed like when you got
to
there,
December.
like as kind of a welcome to Japan. Will you marry me?
just on the trip.
on the trip. Okay, okay.
Just on the trip.
That's better. 3 extra days.
Right.
Yeah, I'd been with him for a total of like 2 weeks, 3 weeks in person.
I've always
We
wanted to
got
go to
engaged.
Japan. Was it cool?
Oh, it was fucking amazing.
Yeah. Were you in Tokyo?
We were like south of Tokyo about an hour. It was really, really cool. Like
Did you find the crazy shit there too?
centipedes,
Oh, what?
Out of the hoo-ha?
not out of
Well,
anyone's
you
vaginas,
You
but
can
like
see how he would get there.
yes, but like the
After
centipedes
Hawaii.
are like insane there.
That's crazy.
Because like they're venomous, I think.
Oh.
Oh.
You have to like shake your bed's sheets.
Look at the Australian. The Australian woman is talking about creepy
Centipedes.
animals and
Yeah.
shit. We'll get
Poisonous.
there.
Yeah.
So Japan. I mean, I've always wanted to play golf there. Go to Mount Fuji, do all the
I
stuff.
climbed Mount
I'd like
Fuji.
to. I'd like to go. That's cool.
That was a really cool thing.
All right. So back to the dude.
Yeah.
He proposes, and you say yes.
Yep.
Of course you do.
Of course, because I was naive and a child.
And you were how old at this time? Still
21
21.
still.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, and by
You
the,
met on your 21st birthday in
Yeah.
Hawaii. See. I'm
and then
paying
4 months
attention.
later we got engaged, and then I came back and
How long were you in Japan?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. You came back.
I came back and I was like with my parents, and I'm like, shit, I'm engaged. Like I'm gonna have to marry this person. Like
Well,
there's a giant fat ring
usually
on my
that's what
finger.
happens. And
Right.
so, what did your parents say about the ring?
So my mom was like, she was like on board. She kind of knew where this was going. I was gonna leave the church, but I had to tell my dad, and that was terrifying. But he was fine. Like
Oh, he was
like,
cool about it.
He's like, okay, you're an adult. You've made your own decisions.
He's just tired. Your sisters wore him down.
Right. But yeah, then I had to go to the elder's house and the pastor's house
See, elders, 3. Like I can. Are you visualizing the same thing?
to tell them. Like it was 2 guys, like the pastor and the elder.
Were they in the same house?
They were not in the same house.
Sorry,
But like
my mind went so.
it was kind of like there was like a desk here, like he
Yeah.
was there, and like it was like
Like come in,
elder, my parents, me on a couch.
So you had to set up an
like 2
appointment.
guys standing
it was
behind.
it was kind of like
It's creepy.
Were they wearing
it was
pants?
like principal's office, like kind of thing.
Really? So you had to set up a time to say, hey, this is my plans. This is my life.
like,
this is
well,
where I'm going.
They had to know. My dad talked to them, and they're like, "Well, let's sit down with Olivia, see what's going on with her, and maybe we can like bring the guy along." And I was like, "He's in the
Yeah,
military
he's in Japan.
in Japan. Like he's not gonna drop his life and
so they
fucking
wanted-
move to
they
Australia."
wanted to
Be
Because
in
they
the
were
cult
like,
also.
They were like, "Oh, you've had premarital sex. You need
Oh,
to
sure.
you need to
Sounds like
bring
it.
him along to the church." And
Sounds like you had
court
a lot of
him.
premaritals.
Wow.
yeah, it was.
So,
But yeah, like, and that was wild. And I had
And they just
elders
said-
who I grew up with. They were like,
they're like, go.
Yeah.
Be strong. Like
no,
go.
they were like, you're going to hell
Oh.
You're going, like, if you leave the church, you're going to die, basically. In the
Oh, I
world.
thought they approved this.
No, they
this
did
transition.
not. They were highly against it. And one of the guys that was there, he was one of the first visitors to visit me when I was born. And now he's telling me that I'm going to rot in hell. So I'm like,
Well, the church is so forgiving and understanding.
so forgiving.
I'm curious, how old are these elders? Like, are they
they're
50s,
like
60s, 70s?
60s,
They were
70s.
Trey. They
yeah.
were actually elder.
elderly.
Do they have a
He's like 27.
a rank and file like that replaces them? Like,
Yeah.
is your dad going to become an elder at some point?
No, he would not.
Okay.
So is it
You have to
elected
be rich
or
to be an elder.
so? But who
Or popular.
Who elects? So do people just
The prophet does.
there's a prophet.
Yeah. He recently died.
Well, then how the fuck is he going to elect him when he's dead?
Yeah. Well, he already elected a new prophet.
Oh, he
Yeah.
passed the
He-
yeah.
The prophecy.
Power.
The prophet.
The prophecy.
prophecy. I don't know how to.
The
This is
prophetical.
interesting.
They're mad
Yeah.
that you're leaving, but you're like, you know what?
Yeah, I was
I'm out.
like, I was done at that point. I was like,
So you moved
What-
to Japan.
But what'd your parents say?
Oh, sorry.
my parents were
What'd the
okay.
parents say?
Like they were like, we don't want to lose you,
But
so we're going to support you.
oh,
Because with the other children, they went down paths and they didn't want me to do that because they turned their back on them. So they thought if they turned their back on me, I would go down the same path. But
that was smart. You're still talking to them today.
yeah,
I'm sorry, Trey. I interrupted your question.
No, I was just asking. So at this point, you moved to Japan.
yeah. So after the wedding was in April,
Where was the wedding at?
How fast-
Australia.
Australia. So he did come to Australia.
Yeah, he came to get married. So like, think of this: August meeting, December engaged, April married.
I've got a
he
friend.
had-
I've got a
he
friend
had
like
all
that.
He had all his.
Did he
his
bring
family-
backup? Because I mean, with the elders and everything
Yeah.
like
No,
that.
so they had shunned me. They had turned their back on me.
Okay, so you had a wedding outside of
I
the
was
church.
out of the church
Were your
completely.
parents allowed to come?
Yep.
Okay.
My parents
But
came.
did he have his parents and they all met? No,
So his
he didn't
parents
have
would.
anybody?
His mum was dead, and
Oh.
his dad died shortly after while we were
man.
married. So, yeah,
Well, that sucks.
that kind of that's the reason why
Jesus
the,
Christ.
the
Liv,
marriage went to shit.
Your,
So-
your story is. I want to keel over here.
yeah. So then after the marriage, we moved to Japan. We were in marital bliss, but then he had to go underway, and that's when my drinking started.
He went away.
What's underway?
He went underway on the ship. So like underway is the term of like going on a mission or a tour.
Was he a submarine guy?
He was just on a ship.
Okay.
A naval ship.
He's a Navy.
Yeah.
My sister's in the Navy. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, he could have been Air Force, but he was Navy.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're all dicks anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We're going to get into the good stuff.
It is
I
a
have
joke
feel.
about the Navy.
But yeah.
So he had to go under.
He had to go underway, yeah.
Okay. For how long?
It was like 3 months, I think.
And you were
And
sad, but you were
it
still
was like-
married. Like, why
yeah,
were you
I
so
was-
upset?
I wasn't upset. It was more like, okay, I'm married. I'm in a country alone.
What am I going to do but drink?
Yeah. Like I'd made some friends, but they wanted to go out drinking. And so
Sure.
we always went out drinking every weekend, and I was spending a lot of money getting drunk.
Mm.
Like I was going through like 2 to 3 bottles of tequila a week. Like
Damn.
Sounds wonderful.
yeah, I coined the name Tequila Queen from a lot of people because I would take a shaker bottle full of tequila into the clubs and just keep drinking it. And I was like,
Did the Japanese
a
women
problem.
like you? Or did they kind of like...
they liked me because
who's
of the
this?
accent. They thought I was American at first, which Japanese people are very racist
Towards us?
to just white people.
Well, we didn't get along with them in the
Well,
1940s.
Yeah, you did some shit.
They did some shit too.
They did.
Look,
Everyone did some
we're
shit.
going to call my World War II enthusiast.
Yeah, bring him back. Yeah.
Anyway.
but
were
yeah,
you working?
I was working. Yeah, I was fixing phones at that time.
Okay.
I was a phone tech, so
Oh.
that was what I was doing. I was making like $500 a week, which was
In Japan.
all right. But
Stupid question. Cell phones?
yes,
Okay.
cell phones, like iPhones.
Yeah.
Fixing screens and batteries and motherboards and stuff like
Gotcha.
that.
Oh, if I have an issue, we have a...
No,
Now it's lattes.
it's lattes.
Bringing my phone. Nope.
No,
Which type of milk do you want?
I'll drop it in your coffee.
There you go. Okay, so many questions, but
Yeah.
just for time. So
So
you
little time.
were getting bombed every day.
Yeah. And he
I mean, it's only 3 months. I know it's
Yeah.
long, but it's not that long. So he comes back and you're just
He
like
comes back.
fucking just drunk all the time.
Yeah, well, like I cut back, but he was drinking too. So he was drinking like a sailor as well. And we would go out and get drunk and have fights, and it sucked a lot of the time. And
I thought it would be the opposite.
Was
You
it
go out party
like-
and bang?
Was it like
Nope.
PTSD with him? Like, did he see?
it was just like he could never say no to a drink. Like, even when you're smashed, someone's like, "You want a drink?" Yup. And then he's like killing over on the toilet, blacking out
Yeah.
of his brains. And I'm like,
I hate that.
you should have said no. I told you to say no. Like, we're at a good level.
Were you able to kind of keep yourself from that point?
I'm always good at keeping
You knew
myself.
your
Yeah.
line. Yeah.
Like, I know when I'm getting blackout,
Yeah.
and I know when I'm not.
It's a good thing.
But, yeah.
There are people that don't, and I can't be around those people. I feel like I have a good acknowledgement of when I need to stop as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, 93% of the
Anyway,
time. Okay, next. So he comes back, you're partying.
Yeah, we're partying, and then his dad dies. So that's great. We come to America for the funeral, which never happened.
Where was his parents from?
Houston.
Houston. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, like, we came for a funeral, but there was no funeral. Like, his family didn't organize the funeral until after he had left. So he never got closure about his father passing
Damn.
away. Like, and then we were just drinking out here with his other family. And I was looking at
Out
his
here, you
family,
mean in
and I'm like,
Texas?
yeah.
Okay.
And
We have listeners from all over the world.
most of his like Texas family are super racist, really mean, drug addicts, and I was just like,
Well, that's not all of us. Let's just go ahead and
that is
disclaimer.
just his family disclaimer. But I was like, holy shit, what family did I fucking marry into?
Yeah, because you had never met them.
No, I didn't meet them before I married him. So I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
did not have a good time, and I told him that.
So were things starting to click? Like this might not be.
This is a bad idea.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you okay?
So I was like, oh shit.
the church doesn't look so bad now.
No, I'm trying to run back.
You go
The
back.
reason there's that chain of
Can you
command.
imagine her knocking? I'm sorry, elders.
I'm putting the robe back on and everything.
Yeah, give me
Let's go.
whatever.
10 Hail Marys.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in Houston, and
So,
okay,
Yeah. And it was kind of a really
and so
shit
you'd only
trip.
been married not
Less than a year.
Less than a year.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And then we got back, and that's when our problem started happening because I was very honest about how I didn't like his family. And he also was, drinking a lot and not confiding in his wife about the emotions he was feeling. And he confided in other people. And then I'm like, why won't you talk to me? He's like, just can't talk to you. I'm like, okay, cool. But like, I'm your wife. Like, we're in this for the long haul. Like, you should talk to me. And he just wouldn't. And I always thought that he was going to have a plan to, like, just cheat on me. I don't know. I always thought this. And so I would go through his phone, which is really bad. Like, going
Yeah,
through
it's not
people's phone.
great, but I guess certain circumstances.
But I caught the cheating.
Oh.
Like, he was
So he was
messaging-
cheating.
God.
He was
really?
messaging about to other girls and making a plan with his best friend to, like, when he was checking out of the Navy and, like, getting out of the military, to, like, go to Seattle and then do this massive road trip. And I was like, okay,
Where do I fit into all of this?
exactly.
Wow.
Can
And
I
I
ask you a
didn't.
quick question? When was he always drinking when you met him?
No, he wasn't always drinking. It was just when
This was that
when
when he
we
went
go
away?
out, that, like, he was just like, he would go hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And he would say mean things and get really
was he he was verbally
verbally abusive and like
Okay.
emotionally abusive.
like crossing the line?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was like, holy shit, this guy. I'm like,
That is wild.
yeah. And
All because he had a big cock, Trey.
damn it.
So what did you do?
So he eventually left to check out of the Navy and didn't make any plans for me to join him.
Just
So for 3 months.
whatever?
Yep. So for 3 months, I was stuck in Japan.
What?
Yeah.
And he was traveling the.
And he was going through LA, Las Vegas, Seattle,
Wow.
fucking girls with his
What?
best friend, doing drugs, partying, strip clubs, everything. And he didn't realize that I could see every charge he was making on the credit card.
Wow.
So I would look at the charge and I would put it in Google and be like, oh, cool, he's at a strip club right now.
What a dumbass.
What an idiot.
Not that I'm
idiot.
saying you should be secretive. I'm just saying
No,
what
but
an
like
idiot.
he's so dumb. And I got to the point where I was like, this is stupid.
How come it took you that long?
He had a big dick.
I don't know.
I knew that was the answer. I
Sorry.
just wanted to hear it from her.
But like I was losing
You
a
were
lot
young
of weight.
and in love, right?
Yeah.
I was young and in love.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go to the one person that I know in Dallas, which is
Okay.
his cousin. And I love her. She's amazing. And I was like, I'm just going to book a flight to Dallas. Let's just go. So I did it. It was $1,200.
I was about to say, I bet that was expensive from Japan.
And he hadn't talked to me this whole trip,
What?
like this whole 3 months. And
Did you pack all your shit up?
yeah,
Okay.
I had like 2
So you
suitcases.
you bailed. You're like, I'm
I
outta
went
here.
to Dallas and I was like, he's eventually going to get to Dallas.
So in a sense, you're homeless.
Yeah.
You just kind of went to Dallas, and
I was like,
fortunately, you know,
I shacked up with the family.
oh my
yeah.
God.
So I was like, wow.
What would the family say? Aren't they like,
So
where's
for,
our dickhead?
For 2 weeks, they didn't know. They just thought I was waiting for him to come.
Oh, I see.
And they didn't know about any of the problems. And then I kind of just broke down one night and I told her all about it. And she was like, all right, shit, I'm getting on the phone to him. And she gets on the phone to him. She's like yelling at him, screaming at him. And she's like, you're booking a flight today to come to Dallas. I don't care if it's in a week or a month, but you're booking your flight and you're going to come home to your wife. And he booked the flight for like 2 weeks out.
You know, give them an extra couple of weeks.
Yeah, to fuck around, you know? Good times.
Damn.
So by the time he got there, I had confronted him about everything that I had saw. And his reasoning was, well, the last night we had in Japan when we got really drunk, I did get blackout drunk. He's like, I had a conversation with you and you agreed that we were going to go on a separation. And I was like, bitch, I was drunk. And I agreed to a separation.
Do you think that happened, or do you think
I don't even remember.
Okay.
So
Damn.
apparently I agreed to a separation when I was drunk on the
Blackout
last day
drunk.
on the last day of his day in Japan.
I just know as a husband, Trey, you've been one a couple times,
Just a couple.
that I would, even if we had said those things to each other,
You need to get it in writing.
and even if sign some, even if I made my way to Seattle and I was with my boys, I'd still be like, I gotta call even if I was annoyed, I gotta call my fucking wife. I gotta call her
And let her know.
We gotta let her know where I'm at.
Are we still
where I am.
separated?
Did you
At the
mean
strip
that?
club, boobies and face. Are we separated still? Or can I go in the back room? And so,
Can she go in the back room?
can she go in the back? And so, I don't get it. So when he shows up, does his family let him have it? Do you let him have it? At what point are you like, I'm out?
I let him have it,
Sure.
but I was still so young and I always wanted to be married once. So I forgave him. But fast forward freaking
Yeah, you better fast forward because
9 months.
I'm not happy that you forgave this guy.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
9
months.
9 months.
And you're still, what,
We've
22?
got an apartment in Grapevine.
So you're here in
We have a
Dallas.
dog. We're in Dallas. He's got a job. I've got a job.
You have a
and-
dog. Wow.
Yeah, and he decides he's unhappy, and so he's gonna leave me, and we're gonna be separated again.
Were
At
there
this point, you're only 22, right?
I'm 22. Yeah,
Yeah,
22,
okay.
23. And so he,
Trey does the math on the show.
I'm just trying to
yeah,
maintain how young
I'm
they still are.
23. Yeah, 23 at this point, and he's
okay.
like, I'm gonna leave. I'm
How
not,
was the
I'm
9
not happy,
months?
and I was like, you know what? Sure, okay, cool.
How was the 9 months? Was it? Were you still fighting? Were you still
It was
drinking a lot?
okay. We were like building a house,
Okay.
and then
Sure.
yeah,
Let's start building a house and then bail.
I was drinking
Okay.
again, and he was just upset because all he would do is go to work, come home, watch TV, go to bed. That
Yeah.
was it. And then he up and left one day
So he literally just up and left. And
with
I'm
the
out.
same friend that he went to Seattle with.
Did he go back?
He went to
over
live
there?
with him in Florida.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
for months.
This guy sounds like a winner.
Yeah. And in that time of like him being gone, I fell out of love with him.
Sure.
I fell in love with somebody else who showed me the true meaning of love.
Of course.
But I never actually had sex with this man.
Ever?
He was, nope, he was married. But
What's
I
his
fell
first
in love with
name?
him. I can't say.
You can't say his first name? It's that obvious?
No.
Because Trey and I like to reunite.
Well, I
don't think we're reuniting here, but go ahead.
Okay.
I have a tattoo of the initial on my wrist, which is right there.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got that.
You must have really loved this guy.
I did. I loved him and he loved me, but we never were sexual. And it was just like a love that I had never had somebody show up for me. And every week we would meet for lunch on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and he would always be there.
Well, Trey and I
How
did
old,
that.
how old was he?
He was 45.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because you were 23 at the time, so he's quite a bit older.
Yeah. And
Wow.
he had
Do
a
you
wife
think
and
that-
2 kids
Oh.
that they were like 17 and 20, I think.
How did you
Damn
meet,
near your age.
how'd you meet this guy?
I was working at Starbucks and he was a customer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was that. And I fell in love with him. But then one day, my husband at the time came back
Okay.
at a random Tuesday at 4 a.m. and said, I'm a changed man. Take me back. And at this point, I'm out of love with him.
Yeah.
But I'm like, shit, I'm still married to this guy technically.
Mm-hmm.
And then guess what happened? COVID. Shut down.
Oh, no.
And so I have no feelings for this person, but he's like trying to make our marriage work.
And,
And I'm
and
like,
you're living in the apartment with him during COVID. And you got this other
Damn.
dude who
So
you love,
we-
and you're not banging.
we're not banging, but we also cut it off because we knew that once it got to the point of love,
You're going to do that.
yeah. And we wanted to respect his marriage. So we
Yeah, but did he respect it fully?
No, he didn't. Like,
I mean, did you guys like
we never sexually
fool
did
around at all?
anything. Nope.
No
Nothing.
second base or anything?
Nope. Nothing.
No?
It was kind of weird because, like, I've never not done anything with a guy that I've been, like, in love with.
But I mean,
know?
you had a huge emotional connection apparently to this guy.
Big
It was
emotional.
impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the
And-
thing, emotional cheating, and that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
that's what this was.
Yeah. But it was something I needed to get over him to realize that I deserved better. Yeah.
Okay, so COVID, my God. Okay.
Yeah, we're at COVID 2020.
Okay.
And so we bought a house.
Okay.
We lived in that house for a year. And for a year, I was just like, I fucking hate this person. Why the fuck am I still in a marriage with him? And it was
Well, why'd you buy a house?
because he, like, we were in counseling and they were like,
Oh.
you should move forward in your life. You should have a house. You should
course.
start having babies.
You should keep going to counseling and pay us money.
So
Yeah.
was he working though where he left the house, or were y'all both working? Well,
He was
you weren't
working,
from
I
home.
wasn't.
Okay.
He had a central job. So he was working, I wasn't. But then I started working again. And then I came home one day and I was like, man, I'm sitting in the driveway for 30 minutes. I'm like, I don't want to go inside. This sucks.
Did Starbucks make you wear a mask?
I wasn't at Starbucks at that point.
Oh,
I was
wherever
at,
you-
I was at a mattress company.
Did you have to wear a mask? Like,
Yeah.
it was pretty intense.
Masks
Okay.
were a thing.
When you started working again, I didn't know if it became where everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, who cares about fucking masks? That was
Masks.
stupid.
So I was upstairs laying in
That was
bed
dumb.
after coming home and I was like, I want to divorce this man. And so I was scrolling through Instagram and the video came on and said, you have to make a decision, change your life right now or else you're going to be stuck here forever.
Oh shit.
And I was like, fuck.
That's it.
Fuck. I walked downstairs and I looked at him and I was like, I want a divorce.
Wow.
And he didn't believe me for a week. He was like,
Believe
that's not
you.
real.
That's not real.
And like a week later, he tried to like make a move on me in bed. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I want a divorce. And he's like, wait, you were serious? I was like, bitch, yeah, I was serious. And so, yeah, after that, I went to the lawyers and
Okay. Got the papers.
got the papers and
COVID's
forced-
pretty much done at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was 2021
okay.
at this point. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I spent a whole year.
And did you just leave the house, or did he leave the house, or where'd you go?
I left after I was forcing him to pay for the divorce because, you know, he has the money. I was like, you can pay for the divorce. And he calls me for like 40 minutes on the phone while I'm driving to a lunch appointment. And he's like, you're going to start paying bills and I'm not going to let you live in this house without paying rent and you never contribute and
Sure.
blah, blah, blah. And I was like, cool, I didn't contribute to the house? Cool. So he goes away for a weekend and I took everything that I didn't contribute from the house. So I left the furniture, I left his belongings, I left everything, but everything that I made a house into a home, I took with me.
Gotcha.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
I went to my best friend's house.
Okay.
She's an Aggie.
Good for her.
Yeah, so
Did you make her house into a home at that point?
I wish.
Did you add an element?
An element of
Yeah.
je ne sais quoi.
There you go.
But yeah,
Trey, what is say je ne? I can't even say it.
je ne sais quoi.
Anyways,
Trey, I love Trey's accent.
Je ne sais
with
quoi.
foreign- Yeah, there you go.
But yeah,
Wow.
he hated me for months, but he was the first
But
one to
why?
move
How
on.
would you know? Why were you still talking?
I wasn't talking. I was looking
Word of
at
mouth.
the ring camera at our house because he was bringing girls back.
Oh my God. Liv,
It was funny.
way to cut the tie.
he's
No, I had already cut the tie emotionally. Like
this
But
guy
I was
does not
like-
sound too smart though.
Why
I
did you, why'd
had
you
a
even
little-
care though?
I had a little notification that popped up, and I'm like, oh, cool. So it was done for him as well.
This guy's not very smart. I mean, there's got to be a way to take you off of that.
There is.
And he
He's
didn't-
just dumb. Like for months.
Was he ever looking in the camera like, yeah, check it out. I got this check. Like,
He was like making out with them in the driveway, and they were like coming over with bags to like move in and to sign the divorce papers. I went to the house, and like all her stuff was everywhere. Like, and I'm like, cool.
she
at
did not add homeliness to the
No,
house.
she brought stuffed animals and love letters. And I was like,
Wow.
"Hey."
Okay. So,
Yeah. So I'm divorced.
okay. So you're divorced. Trey, do you feel connected to the story at all since you have been
There's
divorced
only one.
a lot?
Gotta get to two.
Oh shit! Let me get married again.
Yeah.
Then divorced.
Okay. Wow. So, what did you date thereafter? When did you start dating again? What did you do with your life? What decisions did you make to stay in Dallas?
I was free and happy. I had a visa, so I could stay.
You better.
Yeah, but I wasn't dating. I was just fucking.
Oh.
So I went through a whore stage of just like.
Oh. How long? Well, I mean, I don't. I mean. Oh.
Oh, yeah. Like
How long did that last? Were you just kind of partying?
I was just having fun.
Yeah.
Like good people, good vibes. Like
And you were living with your best friend?
no, I moved into my own apartment, and I started partying, drinking, having a good time with guys, and then the drugs started. So
Oh
Shit.
yeah.
God, live. Okay, drugs.
Yeah.
Tell me you're talking about
Cocaine.
marijuana. Okay.
Yeah.
Cocaine.
Like yeah, I
Nothing
was
wrong.
introduced
Nothing wrong with little nose candy.
to a little booger sugar. Like
Little book of sugar.
it's good. But I was introduced, and I was like, you know what, this is fun. Like
Okay, but you're young. You're
I'm
still,
young. I'm having a good time. I'm a
Yeah.
server, so like at this point, so it's part of the industry.
Well, as long-
Everyone's
yeah.
horny as hell.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I started fucking my managers.
Oh,
Like-
good for you.
It got me out on time, so it was solid.
You get extra tips,
Yeah,
literally. And so,
but yeah, that's when the drugs started. Like I was in serving, and
How old were you around this time? 24, 25?
26.
26,
okay,
okay.
so we're moving on.
We're moving up.
along.
We're moving up. Yeah, and I didn't realize that
But
I
you're in
was.
your 20s. That's what people do.
Yeah.
Okay.
You go out, you have fun, you get a bag of cocaine, and you do it while you're on the floor in a restaurant. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, like I'm like sat at 10 top, and I'm like, gotta go to the bathroom
Trey-
real quick.
Trey can't stand up right now.
I'm trying to understand this. I want to know what restaurant is what I want to know.
Yeah.
But,
If it was
I-
like a high scale, if it was like
Actually, a very
like a
high-end
Chili's.
restaurant.
Was it a
like,
high end restaurant?
And I
you
can't
can't.
say.
Of course you
Yeah.
can't. You can't say that.
I could not say.
What was the manager's name?
It started with this letter.
Wow. Good for you. You're banging your managers. You're snorting coke. You're
I'm
Damn.
living my best life.
you're living your best life. But you know what? After that asshole and after all this cult shit,
I needed something
God,
out of
I
my
don't
system.
blame you.
Like I needed to get something out of my system.
but was there a part of you at some point that was like, this can't go on? Like,
Eventually.
what did you? When we were sitting there, you're like, what do I want to do with my life? Or were you not worried about that
I
yet?
wasn't worried. Like I was kind of
26 years.
I was at
Fuck it.
26. I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? I'm gonna, with all the shit that I've been through, I'm gonna make memories, make fun times,
There you go.
experience new things, which was the drugs, and
Was it just coke?
it was coke. But like, if other things were offered to me, I would take it. Obviously,
That's what Trey
or
does.
like whippets, poppers, like ecstasy. acid,
Just whatever.
shrooms.
Was there anything that you were like, no, that's a little...
No.
No, not really?
I was just down for the experience.
This sounds so
Yeah.
old. I sound like I'm such an old man, but was it like a rave
I never
scene?
I didn't like raves.
It wasn't
It
one
was
of those
more
all
just
night
like-
you're just like, just gone.
Yeah, I was just like partying and like.
You like just to be...
But my drug of choice was cocaine.
Yeah.
Like it was just like I liked it.
For sure.
I liked the feeling it gave me.
yeah.
And it was good. And I was great at my job while I was doing it.
Sure. You could go really...
I got
you
really
a lot of
fast.
tables.
Yeah. I was speeding
We'll give
through
Liv
them.
the 10 table section because
Yeah,
she's got it.
She's got it.
And
So-
I'm curious just because I've never been on drugs, just because I'm scared. But I've got a very addictive personality, so pain pills I enjoyed and stuff like that. At one point, I'm just curious, what did cocaine do for you? What kind of feelings did it make you feel? Numb, energetic?
Numb, like my brain was racing. Like I felt on top of the world with it.
Like you were flying or
Not really. I just like I was so focused.
No worries.
No worries. No,
Yeah.
just straight focus. And I was like, this is great.
Rinse do. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like,
A lot of people smoke pot for that reason.
Yeah.
Not-
Calm the anxiety.
But would that calm the anxiety?
no.
No.
I was about to
Raise
say.
it.
But
Anxiety.
I don't
Okay.
think she had, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it was anxiety. I think you just had this,
I just had something.
yeah. Okay. We get medical on this show with the terminology. She had something
Something.
I had something. Yeah.
that Coke seemed to fix.
Yeah. It
Trace,
fixed.
yeah, he's scared to.
I've got anxiety, so it's like
I'm trying to get him to.
I'm always worried about what is this going to do for my anxiety.
Yeah.
So
See, it probably wouldn't do well.
Not for no.
Because
no,
I did
Coke,
have
no Coke for
anxiety as
you.
well, but it only heightened it in the morning time.
Okay.
When I was like coming down, I'm like, what the fuck?
I don't mean to laugh. She's got like a schedule of which drug on her calendar from 10 to 2.
I'm gonna snort this.
Well, I'm trying to get him to get high for the first time on the show.
My God, do you want to do gummies?
Will you come back and do that with him?
no.
I think
I'll
no, he
provide
will
them.
because apparently there's a list of people that made him promise that the first time he did it that they'd be
provide
here.
them.
So we're gonna have this room will be filled. You can
I'm just
provide
ki-
them. Okay.
I can provide them.
Trey, you have a dealer already
Well, I'm kind of curious. How much money were you spending on this too?
on the Coke. Yeah, how much? Yeah.
I wasn't spending.
Oh,
much.
you were banging your way for Coke.
I wasn't banging my way. I was just letting him grab my ass.
Oh, that was
But
it.
but he was like, but at this point in time, I was now in the bar scene. I was a server at a bar.
See, let's.
So like it's nightlife. There's drug dealers coming in. There's also coke going everywhere. And like we would get an 8-ball, which is like a big stack of coke, and just
Yeah, I know
do
what
it in the back. We would just be high off our faces.
So you just whatever somebody else had. You were like,
yeah,
man.
I'd also get my own bag every once in a while.
And what did somebody say? Like, let me grab your.
Like, can I have the baggie?
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you literally meant here.
Little bag. Yeah. But
Um,
it wasn't a problem until every weekend I was like
Yeah.
doing
well,
like
sure.
a gram a weekend.
Always
Yeah.
escalates.
Always.
It
Yeah.
always escalates.
Did it
I think-
become where you needed it at that point, where you were?
No, I never really needed it. It was just like
You-
if I
you
if I
wanted it that
didn't
bad.
do it, I was missing out because everyone else around me was doing it,
Oh, okay.
You were in the scene.
and I wanted to feel cool. I
Yeah.
think. And
Yeah.
at this point, I'm fucking my boss.
Right. And he's coked out.
Yeah, he's coked out. I'm coked out. Other people are coked out.
It-
And there's alcohol. There's
When you got, I mean,
Damn.
behind the scenes, I waited. I bartended for like 3 months, and then I realized that I not made for the service industry. I was yelling at people, and it just wasn't good. But this shit goes on.
Yeah.
This is not the movie Waiting. We talked about it before. There's a movie with Ryan Reynolds, his other man crush. Have you seen that movie? You need to go see it. It's called Waiting, and it's a lesser version of it, but it's drugs in the back, and the bus boys are smoking behind in the alley, and they're putting penises on food, and I mean it's
Yeah.
it's so funny, but every time I never think about this shit when I go to a restaurant.
Well, I mean, I worked at a restaurant in high school, and I don't remember it. I didn't see any of this shit, so I
they
must have
probably
been in a
kept it
boring
from
one.
you.
Well, what was it, like Denny's or some shit?
Bennigan's.
Bennigan's, but see, that would have stuff.
You would think.
Yeah, like 100%. Your manager was a legal.
Yeah, the Coke.
I was about to say because I was probably a senior in high school
Yeah.
at the time, so maybe that's why I didn't see much.
Well, when I sit down in a restaurant now, it's just like you look at that's the manager going, what's he got? Not necessarily coke, but like what there's stuff
There's
going on
something
back
going
there.
on. Yeah.
Behind the scenes that I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
What is on this food?
Like, yeah.
Trey, now you're going to be all paranoid.
Never going out.
All right. So coked up Liz, 26, coked up, banging
26,
the
27,
manager.
Banging the manager who was engaged
Oh,
at the time.
God.
Of course.
And I was
Was it serious with this girl?
well,
For her, it was.
for her it was. For me it was.
Did you know her? Was she a part of this?
I knew her.
Oh.
I knew her. I'm still friends with her.
I'm both proud of you and
Oh,
disappointed.
shit.
I'm still friends with him and her on Facebook.
Oh.
So like I know.
Facebook official friend.
Yeah. So like she was my old manager at the previous job, and then so was this other guy. So it is weird, but like we
That was weird.
That was the weird part of all
so
this.
weird.
That was
So we
weird.
were banging, and it came down to one night that I was like, we're all coked out, and I was like, oh my god, I think I'm in love with this guy.
Mm.
And I hadn't been in love since like the married guy, which small coincidence. They were both
But you
in a
never
committed
but you
relationship.
never slept with that guy.
No, I didn't. But this one I did, and
Okay,
There
this
was a
guy
lot
that
of
you never
flirting.
slept with, did you ever end up sleeping with him?
nope,
Wow.
never.
Is there a party? Well, now he's like 80. No.
He's like 50.
Okay,
I
but is there
think,
any part of you that's like, man, I just one time.
Kinda.
One time.
because he's divorced now.
Trey, we got to set this up. Go ahead.
But yeah, it came down to one night, and I was like, "Shit, I'm gonna tell him that I love him, like the guy I'm fucking." And
While you're coked up.
while I'm coked up,
That's a great
sounds,
idea.
Yeah, that sounds smart. That
and
sounds,
I had done a lot of coke, and I was like, "Great, this
this is a good life step.
we can do this." And so I
Go.
tell him after work, we had all gone home, like everyone else had gone home, but we're in the parking lot, and I tell him that I love him, and that he shouldn't get married
Oh, shit.
to his
Okay.
fiance.
It's a good friend.
And he said, like, he's invested too much into the relationship, which I get it. They have a house together. Like, they've started a life. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm getting shut down.
Did you
nicely,
did you
but-
guys sleep together right away after that, or
No.
Like, it hit you?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
like, oh, shit, he doesn't want to be with me. And I'm, like, heartbroken at this point, coked out of my brain.
Coked out, heartbroken.
And I go home.
think life's shitting on you at this
Yeah.
point.
And
Jesus.
so I finished. I'd probably done, like, 2 grams of coke that
Oh
night.
my God,
Yeah.
Liv.
Like by the end of it, like of the night, I'm at my house still doing cocaine, and I
By yourself?
Yeah, I was by myself, and I just came down with such darkness in a moment, and I found a whiskey bottle, and I had half a bottle of whiskey. I chugged half a bottle of whiskey, and then I started popping pills in my bathroom while I was on the phone to suicide hotline.
Oh, shit.
Liv.
Yeah, and I woke up to the fire department in my bathroom reviving me
Wow.
and like waking me up out of an unconscious state. And yeah. So at this point I'm getting taken to the hospital and I'm admitted. I get my stomach pumped. I'm on a hold for
What kind of
so
pills were
it
these?
was whatever I had in my I think it was ibuprofen
Wow,
or
you were
something.
just-
I don't know.
But you were just
I was like trying to end it basically.
So where'd you have the peace of mind to reach out to the suicide hotline during
Yeah.
all this?
I feel like it was like my subconscious that didn't want to do it, but my dark emotional state was like, no, you're fucking doing this. Like you're going to put all these things in your body. Mixing cocaine and alcohol actually gives a chemical substance to like poison you. So I was trying to do that, I think. So yeah.
Well, I tell you what, that's something there. You know, I'm gonna get religious. I'm not that guy at all. But there's something there that had you call the hotline, and I don't know if it's the universe or however you want personal spirituality. But
I don't know.
you know, and this point on the show, hopefully put something on there.
It's
People
988 is the national suicide hotline
for Australia.
for
I'm joking.
like
I look,
call them.
I'm known for making really bad timed jokes, and that was one of them.
889 for Australia.
yeah, it's backwards because it's
backwards.
upside down.
There we go. So it's what
988.
988 on your cell phone.
Yep.
Do you have to pound or hashtag or anything?
I don't think
Or
so.
a-
You can just call.
Hit 988 call.
Yep.
Okay. and then we'll see what we can do as far as something on the bottom. But
yeah.
my goodness, you were safe, and was there a part of you that immediately regret? You were just like, oh, holy shit, what did I just do?
Yeah, because I woke up in the hospital feeling shit. My stomach was getting pumped. I was like...
Was there a part of you that was, I hate to even ask, disappointed that
Kind
at the
of,
time?
because I knew that I had to face him again and like he faced the heartbreak again. But I was also like...
Was it real heartbreak or was it coked out heartbreak?
It was coked out heartbreak, situationship heartbreak.
Yeah.
Of like, I was just lonely and looking for somebody and he gave me the attention that I wanted and required. And I was just sad that was over and that he was moving on with someone else. And he made me happy in those moments, but I was knowing that he was going to marry somebody else and give her that happiness. So, yeah.
The coked up banging happiness.
There it is.
So how long did you quit the job?
So I still stayed at the job
Oh God.
afterwards for
Did everybody
5
know
months,
what had
6 months.
happened to you?
essentially, yeah. Like it's a small workplace. Like there
But
was like
that's
7
gotta be
employees.
that just adds to it.
Yeah,
Did
and
you-
they figured out that we were fucking too, and like it made it awkward. But I chose to just put it behind me. I was like, whatever.
Did you kind of stay away from that partying after that, the lifestyle?
Yeah, afterwards, the firefighter who was in my bathroom saving me, essentially, we started dating.
Wow.
I don't even know. I'm like,
Yeah.
a part of me slaps my face, but a part of me is like, a good firefighter, you need a good man.
Yeah.
None
How
of
did you
these
stay in
other
touch with
assholes.
him as after that happened?
Honestly, I went back to the firehouse to
Oh,
I went to thank him, but I didn't give him my number, didn't give him anything. I kind of just left it to the universe. Maybe he'll reach out, maybe he'll, he knows my name.
Did
Maybe
you
he'll-
get like the tingly feeling when you saw him?
I did. I was like,
Okay.
oh, like this could be a good thing. And I think it was 2 weeks later, I thought he's not going to
Yeah.
reach out, whatever. And then he found me on Instagram and then we started talking.
I would be a good
That's
fireman.
wild.
I would be a good fireman.
You would be.
Well, yeah,
I don't think so. You worried about your hair and the hat and everything?
You'd have to shave your beard. You're not allowed to
Oh,
have
yeah.
a beard.
Well, because it can blow up in flames, right? Is that the deal?
No, it's the seal on the mask.
Oh,
But yeah.
this is semantics.
Yeah.
Semantics.
And we'll talk. I'll talk with him.
Figured the
So fireman, you started dating the fireman.
started dating the
I
fireman.
imagine you're not doing. Are you just still doing coke?
So he had a bad
Did coke?
he had a bad relationship with drugs because his mother was a drug addict while she was pregnant with him. And so when we went on our first or second date, he kind of said to me, look, I understand your situation. I know your background, but I don't want drugs involved in our relationship if we continue to go forward. And
Well, obviously, yeah. He revived you off the damn floor.
Yeah.
And
he was like, I don't like drugs because of these reasons, and I'd prefer you not to do it. And because I wanted this relationship with him, I stopped doing drugs. And it has been...
How hard was it?
No, it was easy.
Wow.
It has been 17
Was it-
months sober for me.
It
awesome.
it has been or had been.
It was easy to give it up for somebody who set me straight.
Right. And this was.
And
You're saying this was 17 months ago.
17 months ago, I haven't taken a drug since. Well,
May I ask you, what's your age now?
I'm 28 now. I was 27.
And 26 is where I had us with the coke.
So I was 26 to 27. I was doing coke. Last year, 2023, March 2023.
Right,
Last
okay.
year, that was the last.
March was the
That's when we launched the show.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was actually literally the night. Wow. Some deep shit right
So
there.
yeah, I haven't.
So more
touched
important,
cocaine.
fireman saves a woman's life. Stay in the
launched
Great
the show.
podcast. Launch the show. Well, we'll definitely going to give you a T-shirt. But
That's all I wanted.
so fireman, was it ever awkward? Because you knew how he met you. Was it ever kind of like, he always has this on me. He knows I was fucked up.
No, it wasn't awkward because we were so honest about it all, and I was like, "This is great." Like,
See, I like this guy.
He's
For
being
you.
honest with me. I'm being honest with him, and our relationship was good. I always thought like, oh, maybe I'm just in love with him because he saved my life.
Right.
But it wasn't that because I never felt that like need to be like, oh my God, he's my hero.
Right.
Like it was more just honesty.
That was actually going to be my next question.
Yeah.
Was it like
the hero complex?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was just honesty with each other. And we dated. We moved in together.
Okay.
All last year we moved in together.
Last year.
And
2023.
And it's December.
It sounds like you're not with this guy anymore.
We're not. So we broke
happened?
up.
Live. God damn it.
I had this realization that I wanted to go home back to Australia.
Oh.
Yeah. And it was a lot, but I was also seeing some weird red flags from the firefighter guy because he wasn't going to therapy for the shit that he sees at work. And it was just becoming really weird.
So he had some.
Was
He
he
had
out?
issues.
Did he drink a lot then? To help?
When he drank a lot. Yeah. And
Have you ever dated a guy that just
that is sober?
normal guy, sober, just wants to hang out and watch a movie at home?
Actually, yes. I'm dating somebody right now.
Oh.
Who
Okay.
is
All
6
right.
years
Maybe
sober.
I need to be more patient.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay. So you
6
got.
years sober though. You said.
The new guy. Yes.
Okay.
But he still had You can't.
but he had a
How about
problem.
a guy from birth until now? He's just a normal fucking guy. He went for a finance degree.
I'm looking for a
He
man in
socially
finance.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah,
so you broke
we
up.
broke up
because you wanted to go
March
home.
or April. Yeah. And
You told him, why do you want to go home?
well, my visa's going up.
Oh.
Like
Yeah,
at the end of the year.
then you gotta get
and
the
if
fuck
I
out.
if I'm gonna renew it or spend money to be somewhere, like I really want to be somewhere where I'm happy. And I haven't had a great.
But when you
happiness,
left there, it was not happy. It was very, very
No.
not
But I've
happy.
also been having this weird call to go back home for quite some time. And I was like, I can't keep ignoring it. And I can't keep pushing it back because I had pushed it back a couple years. And, I just feel like it's the right time to go home. And so, yeah, I'm in the process of.
Do you have people waiting? Do you have still people besides your parents, friends and family that are back there waiting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like my
people to
brother
talk
really
to.
wants me to come
Okay.
home. He has a daughter now. I have a niece, and I haven't met her because I haven't been home in a while. So
That'll be cool.
like I
We
wanna
should bring the
go
show
home.
there as and do like a reunion. Right. Like a reunion show.
Okay.
What about your other or was it 2 sisters, 3 sisters?
I haven't spoken to the one that's in the church since I left.
She's still there.
Like she hasn't spoken to me.
She disappointed or
Oh, I don't know.
What about
Oh.
the drug one?
So she's apparently sober now.
Okay.
Nice.
Is she
So-
back in the church?
No,
Are they going to expect you to go back to the church?
no,
Okay, well,
because
you're
I
gonna
would flat
them
out
no.
tell them to get fucked.
Yeah, you're 20,
That's
28
not
years
happening. Yeah.
old. Okay, so you've decided to go back home. You tell him, poor fireman guy. I liked
Yeah.
fireman guy.
We did like him, but it felt like it was coming to an end.
And that was recently. And then even though you're moving home, you're telling me you're dating still.
Yeah. Well, like girls
Okay.
gotta eat.
That's what Trey says.
So yeah, I moved out of the place and
So you
I'm
moved
dating
out.
now.
You're dating. Do you have somebody specific?
Right now, yes.
Oh.
But I
does
was
he know that you're going to Australia?
for like the longest for like the past month and a half. I've had like a wait list of guys that have been,
Are you serious?
yeah.
You're having
Like,
you're having fun.
They're realizing that I'm single now, and they're all coming out of the woodwork. So like I'm just putting them on the list of like, oh, I'll go out with you, and then I'll.
So you're having fun
I'm
without
having
the
a great
drugs.
time. Yeah.
Without drugs and booze.
Well, I'm drinking, but
Okay. So you're
yeah,
drinking.
I'm just having a good time.
but not like crazy like you were.
No, I'm not getting like,
You're maturing.
shit faced.
You're maturing. You don't black out every night.
No,
Okay.
not
that's
anymore.
Good for you.
But
Okay, so you have a wait list.
yeah,
How many would you say is on the roster?
5.
5.
the roster.
Liv has she has a starting lineup for an NBA squad.
Don't hate her.
No, I'm not hating at all. I'm impressed.
Don't hate me because you hate me.
But here's my question, and then we'll slowly start wrapping this up. Just God, I could talk to you for hours, Liv. You're moving to Australia, so
Yeah.
do these is it just fun? Is there any emotional attachment to any of these guys? No emotional attachment. You're just like...
because I've set them straight.
You have
start.
from the beginning.
I said, what are your expectations out of this? And they told me, and I said, I can do this. I can give
Have
you...
some of them said they want more?
Fun. No. But they just want to like get to know me and have fun. And I'm like, that's great. That's what I want too.
But I'm leaving.
But yeah, because they know my situation. They know I'm leaving. There's no chance of a life with me and dating. But we can have fun.
Okay, fair enough. If you're honest, I'm all for it. Trey's all for it.
All of them.
Look, Trey
Well, I mean, I went through the same thing.
Trey had a roster.
Well, I went through the same thing. Well, and at the time when I was going through my phase, I was going through a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
So I flat out told him, "Hey,
Which one?
I'm going the second one." Dick. But I mean, I flat out told him, "Hey, I'm going through a divorce." I'd let him know right from the start. I don't know what I want, and a lot of these women you would meet, I don't know if you heard dating with a purpose. It's like all this bullshit dating with a purpose. And so some of them either A, wouldn't want to go out with me or didn't want a second date or whatever the case may be is. And so I ran into one that almost found it like a challenge. And
to get you to like commit?
Yeah, you should commit.
Well, she's told me that before is because I told her the same story. Hey, I'm going through a divorce. I'm not really, I don't know what I'm looking for right now. For her, it was almost like, challenge accepted. I've been seeing her for like 2.5 years now.
Well, Whoa! That's your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Maybe I need to do a show with my co-host.
Yeah. Get to know his life.
You can be the co-host, and he'll be in the chair.
And we'll grill him. Yeah.
Oh,
so yeah,
he's got
many
stories.
of them were fine with it. It's just it was what it was. But with her, it was just like both of us were surprised at what came out of it. And so
yeah, they kind of fell hard, and you don't. That's why I was asking because. What happens if one of these boys gets you the goo goo gaga feelings?
Freaks me out because I don't want to end up how I was last year.
Well, right, but is anybody close to that?
No.
What if they wanted to move back to Australia?
Oh.
I mean, no.
No. Okay.
I mean, I'm assuming.
No.
I would leave them alone because.
Okay.
But she's being clear. She's saying,
I'm just saying.
I don't want.
But I'm also like I'm in another country for somebody. And then it turned to shit. And then you have to make that hard decision of if you want to stay or if you want to go home. And I would never want to have somebody force that decision. I wouldn't want to force that decision on someone else.
Gotcha. But I mean, I'm assuming you're dating guys around your age, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, they're young. I mean, at that age, I would have loved to travel.
They're like 27 to ranging from 27 to 43.
Yeah, like our age.
No.
How many guys are you dating now at this moment?
Well, I had to break up with them.
You broke up with them.
Well, I had to break up with them.
Because of the new guy.
No.
No.
That you don't want to have any emotional feelings over.
You broke up with how many of the 5?
Well, if it's
3.
only one, then
3. I broke up with 3. I broke up with 3.
Okay.
So you still have 2 going.
You broke up with 3 guys. She's slowly trying to
I'm trying to
shade
fade
this
them out.
roster as she moves to Australia.
Yeah.
Got it.
And
because I'm kind of done with them,
Yeah, and there are 2 left. They made the cut for a few more bang sessions.
Yeah, one of them's a chef.
Okay.
And I don't know if I should say the other.
You don't
have to.
It's up to you. You can say whatever. I mean,
Well,
it's the fireman.
Should I say the news though? Because
that's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to set up here.
Okay.
In case anybody didn't know, I actually know something, and
he does know something.
Liv is now weeded out. She's now down, and she's got to get it down to 1. Because of what, Liv?
Because surprise, surprise, I'm pregnant.
Oh.
Of course you are, Liv.
Yeah. So I had to do the math, and I was like, well, wasn't this guy because condom?
Okay,
wasn't this guy because pulled out? Wasn't this guy because he came in my mouth? So
Trey is super.
I'm blushing right now.
And then
He has a big erection right now.
and it's gonna be one other guy because he came inside me quite a lot.
But but what if the condom didn't work? What if
No,
he pulled out, but there's pre-con? Like what?
no,
And the
because
guy
we
in your
spent like
mouth,
a
you know,
whole
whatever.
weekend during my ovulation. Just
Are you gonna
Fucking.
get this?
there was a
Are you gonna get-
period of time like that I was stopping with this guy having sex with the person who's the father,
Right.
and then I clearly got pregnant, and then the other guy was just doing anal.
Okay.
So you can't make a baby that way.
Wait, what? Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great show. We'll see you next time. Look,
I don't know how you get in. I don't know where you go from there.
you can't make a baby through the. Never mind. So you are 100%, or are you just like 98% sure it's the one guy?
I'm 100%.
100%.
100%. Yeah.
So what are you going to tell him and when?
I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't
Let's
know.
work this out on the show.
Okay, let's do it.
Are you still good in good graces with him, or
So
Well, they're
we're
still
still in
banging.
contact. Like he went on a trip, and then he came back, and I found out I was pregnant, and I was really, really sick, and we had a date, and I had to cancel because I was like, shit. What if he knows?
Where were you last night
Where was I last night?
or 2 nights ago?
2 nights ago?
Didn't you say I had
Oh,
another
I went on a date
on a date? Trey?
with a new guy
With a-
because I had confided in this person
Right,
that is my
right.
friend,
Of
and
course.
he was like,
Sure.
I didn't know that he liked me, and I liked him, but he never made a move.
Right.
And so I told him, and then he kind of confessed that he's had like feelings for me for the past couple months.
Well, sure.
And that he's not scared of like me being in this
Oh,
situation.
you told him you were preggo.
Yeah.
And
Because
he said he doesn't care?
he was like, that doesn't scare me because he's already a father. And so he's
Well,
like,
what did you tell him when you said you're going to leave, go to Australia?
well, I don't think he actually knows that.
Oh, all right. Sure. Well, we're going to have to do a part 2 of this. Okay. So the father
The father.
doesn't know.
He does not know yet. I'm not sure if I should
Do
tell
you
him.
have a
Because, like, I don't
Liv,
want that
no,
to
no,
be
no, no.
an excuse to trap me here.
No.
Because I've already made my mind up to go home.
That's fine. Fair enough.
Yeah.
You guys have to work that out, but you can't not tell him. Am I wrong on that?
honestly, it's up to her. I mean,
Trey.
But you're a father. Like, you want to know because you're a father.
and honestly, so 2 things here. One, what he doesn't know is not going to hurt him, and she's going to be in Australia. But on the other hand, I would hate to find out about it down the road.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I
But-
wonder if I have children out there.
I'm not
I don't
here.
know.
I'm not going to put any kind of guilt trip on her because I know she's going through a lot in her mind. So
Sounds like she's gone through a lot for the last 10 years.
yeah. So
28 years.
28, well, 20. Yeah, they cult stuff. You were fed and you're fine.
and
I
I don't
was
think
also abused. So.
I can't pass judgment on
Oh.
anybody.
you left that part out. I
Yeah, we
apologize.
did. That's fine.
I definitely can't pass judgment on anybody. So I mean, I think that's on her decision. So, and I can't fault her either way she goes. So.
Yeah. I feel like I want to tell him, but I'm just nervous that he's going to try to make me stay.
Well, if he wants the child, I
Yeah.
don't know what type of person this is.
Like,
then
I wouldn't want to
he'll
force anybody
want you
to
stay.
be in somebody's life.
What if
Like,
he said, "I'll go with you to Australia"?
that stresses me out.
The idea of him going.
Yeah.
'Cause you
Because
don't-
what
you
if
don't-
I don't
you don't
want
feel
a
that way about
relationship
him.
with him? Like, we've only known each other for like a month and a half. Like, yeah. So it's really
But
weird.
there is a new guy you started dating 2 days ago.
Yes.
Maybe he'll be the.
Maybe he'll be the one. Maybe I can just say that it's his.
So bottom line is you have not decided if you're going to even tell him
If or when.
or when.
Yeah. Let's say if or when.
When do you plan on leaving it back to Australia?
End of the year. So
Okay.
it's end of
Yeah,
July
That's-
right now.
Yeah, but it's getting close. It's
Yeah.
not. This
it's only
wasn't.
4.5 months away.
Yeah.
All right, Liv. Well, I don't know what to say because, like I said, I'm a dad, and so I think that, and maybe it's just because personally I'd want to know.
Right.
But at the same time, if I knew I had a child, especially having children now, knowing that the woman would go, I mean, you can't go much further than where you're fucking going.
Yeah.
across the world,
Yeah.
and my child was there and I never see the child, I think that would be hurtful. So what Trey said, I hate to give him any credit over here, but what you don't know doesn't hurt you.
Right.
I think that may be the play. I can't believe I'm saying that.
As long as you can never tell him at that point.
Right. Like,
Because
I'd
it's going to
never
be
have
one of
to
those
tell him.
things where the kid, at 20, where's my real dad? And he's going to
Right.
track him down.
Because I
And
actually
that's-
have to
and
think about
that's
that
bullshit,
too. Because
yeah.
I'm not just thinking about my feelings and my current feelings. I'm thinking about a baby and
Yeah, Trey
who's
in
going
about
to
10
develop.
years is going to have the line at the door.
Right.
No.
I'm just kidding.
No, like I'm gonna have to
Liv,
think about
goodness
their
gracious.
life and what their identity is gonna want to be like when they grow up, and a part of that is finding out who you are from who created you. So I need to factor that into.
Well, and that's I think that honestly is my thing, is that everybody the cliche, everybody deserves to know where they came
Yeah.
from. Everybody deserves to know their father, especially if it's a boy or a girl that looks like him or has mannerisms or anything.
Hell, even medical issues,
Yeah.
Yeah, true. You need to, maybe you need to know more about this guy.
Or at least have him put his medical issues on before you leave.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
And just have his
I'll
list.
just keep going on dates with him and just like sneak
Yeah.
in. So
Yeah.
do you have like history of heart problem,
Is your parents still alive? Have they ever had cancer?
mental illness,
Okay.
Yeah.
cancer? No.
Do you have? Is that LASIK? Did you have one? Do you have
glaucoma.
eyesight?
Yeah.
God, he did get LASIK.
Yeah. Oh,
He
you
told
did?
me that.
Well,
So that's something.
but that's
Oh,
easy.
they're
Though.
gonna have
I got
shitty
LASIK.
there
eyesight.
you
I
go.
got LASIK. It's fine. Oh well. Well,
Oh well.
we get those glasses ready for the kids. I think they do LASIK. Whatever. Who gives a shit?
Laser the eyes.
Not for that young.
I thought they were there. I thought they had come up with that technology. No.
Well, even my ex-wife got LASIK, and they told her at her age that it could go back. So
Oh. Anyway, should we do a segment about LASIK? No.
On next
Liv,
podcast.
I'm fascinated by all this. This is insane. I'd say from when you met, when you were in the barn with the young man, you're losing your virginity.
Yeah.
Again, the wind blowing, the moonlight, the stars.
Or
I'll
in my
fi-
childhood bedroom.
I'll finish. No, not in my story, Liv. I will finish. When I finish the story,
Set the
I'll
scene.
let you know. I think that's where it started. So that's 21, right? Mm-hmm. And you are 28.
Yeah.
This has all been in 7. Holy shit,
Well,
Trey.
I'm 29, so like
Or
8
29.
years.
So all been in 8 years.
Yeah.
it's a wild ride.
And of course, as soon as you
And
make
that's not
as
even all
soon
of
as
it.
she makes the decision to get back to, she gets knocked up. Wait, it's not over yet.
Like, no, that's just not even all of it. Like what
No,
we talked
you're
about. Like
28.
there's so much more that we could have covered, but
Oh,
for timing reasons,
Would
we
you
didn't
come
go
back?
into it. Hell yeah. This is so fun.
well, first off, I give you credit for talking about some of it because it's tough. Second off, I hope that, I try not to laugh at any inappropriate parts. How about you?
You try, yeah.
I mean, if I'm laughing, you can laugh.
Okay, well, I tried to judge on that, but
Like, I tried to kill myself. Like,
I didn't laugh at that part, Liv.
No.
That was the one part I kind
should've.
of stopped and said,
funny.
I just think it's funny. The firefighter was like, all right. As he's reviving you. He's
Like,
like,
ooh,
As
sick
the
tits.
puke's
Okay.
coming out of his...
yeah. Did he?
How's
I
that
mean,
now?
Tits, bitch.
maybe was he kind of pervy and grabbed a little, little feel? Or I just ruined the whole romance of that story in about 5 seconds. So real fast, we're of course running up on time, but again, I'm fascinated. Thank you so much for sharing.
Of course.
And I'm going to go ahead and speak for Trey. I don't give a fuck. I do care. I love you. You want her to come back?
That would be cool.
We got
Yeah,
more. We
absolutely.
got more. So before you go, at least,
Well, we got to find out if
we need to find out.
If I told the father.
whatever you told.
Will you
I'll
come
keep
back
you
in a little
updated.
bit? Well,
Yeah.
I know you'll keep me updated, but our listeners need to know.
Listeners need to know.
This may be the highest
Will there
rated
be
show ever.
follow-up questions?
Yeah, I already wrote 27 of them down.
Yeah.
But before we go, do you want to have just some quick quick fun. Let's make it fun.
Yeah, let's like
Because
lighten
Australia,
it up.
look, you said something about our country that we're not viewed as powerful anymore, and we're a joke.
Well, it's
Whatever.
just
She
funny.
didn't say all that.
Well, that's the way I took it, Trey. America.
She insinuated.
She insinuated heavily.
USA.
That's right. You better go back with that shit. I have an Australian map on here, and what I've learned about Australia, Trey knows more than I have because he actually did some homework. You guys have some fucked up animals, and I've said it before on the show, have I not?
Yes.
I've given some stories about it. They're animals and shit that I don't want to deal with. I don't need it in my life. Is it true that you guys have some of that over there?
Yes.
Is it only in
That's
certain
all I-
areas, or is it? Can you
It's-
find it anywhere?
Is it
It's
just in
never
the outback?
city, but like if you get out of the city,
Never in the city.
not never, but like you won't find like kangaroos jumping through
Whoa.
the city. Like they're not catching the tram down the street. Like they're not jumping on trains. Like
That visual is pretty funny.
Well, what
Yeah.
sucks is I went to Australia. I didn't see shit.
yeah, because you stayed in the city
In a hotel.
in a hotel.
It was
But
like
we went
way
to.
high.
You said Cairns.
Cans.
Cons.
Cans.
Isn't Cannes the
Cannes.
film festival in Paris? Anyway,
Yeah.
I
But,
didn't see shit there either.
which is wild because that's where the crocodiles are.
oh, Trey, you didn't run into
we,
a
like-
crocodile?
we swam in the on Great Barrier Reef and all that
Well,
stuff.
that's
and
that's the Great Barrier Reef. Like,
That's not crocodiles, Trey. That's sharks.
I didn't see
That's
crocodiles.
sharks.
Thank God.
but sharks are. They have probably a shark net around that thing.
I hope. So.
Would you have wrestled a crocodile?
No.
Like Happy
hell no.
Gilmore? No? Okay.
I'd pay money to see that.
Hell no.
Me too.
He's screaming like
Ryan,
no.
help. No.
No, you're
I'm
filming
good.
it for the podcast.
Yeah. This is going. This is,
No,
this
hell
is
no.
gonna go viral.
No.
Okay, so there is some shit there. Trey, do you? First off, what's the strangest thing you've ever seen? Just like being in Australia, just like hanging out. Is there like a one weird animal or anything?
Snakes are probably like
Snakes.
the most
Lovely.
common.
They're common
Well,
in the
because-
city.
Not in the city, but I lived in the suburbs, which is probably 40 minutes from the city,
Okay.
and we lived right across the road from a creek, so we would always have brown snakes come up.
Poisonous?
Look, I've read about
Yeah.
those brown. I have
I'm
brown
pretty
snakes
sure.
written
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, but brown snakes, they're probably the most common one that I've seen. Oh, black snakes.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. I
And like I would find them like in our driveway dead or in the backyard
Sure.
or even in my bed one time. So,
what?
Holy
oh
shit.
my god!
yeah.
Was it alive?
Yeah.
In your bed.
It was middle of winter and I
Like-
had a
like you
electric
were-
blanket. And so it was like
Were you
on the
were you
blanket.
just like untucking? You're like ready to get into bed.
Yeah, I
and
had
He's
just
there.
a lamp on and I was like crawling into bed. I had my cat on the bed and I was hanging out. And then I felt something when I put my legs in.
Oh God.
Oh no! Fucking
And I
way.
was like-
Jesus, Trey.
I was like, lifted up, like, oh,
Oh
great.
hell! How big is that? That one was that one?
I can't remember, but it was
well,
decent size.
big enough. It was a snake.
Big enough, decent size.
You knew it was a snake. It's
but
big
like,
enough.
it's not that hard to get rid of them. Just like
Okay.
get a pillowcase,
Get a
scoop it up,
Trey.
Set the
it
house on
and then-
fire.
Yeah, Trey and I be out in the front yard.
Gone.
House ablaze.
right?
And then we would call you.
And you see that
then we
snake
call
come
you-
out of the house like this, and we're like, fuck.
You missed that asshole. Okay. Well, okay. That's weird. Trey, you looked up the animals. I want to know. I have an idea, but what are some crazy? As I knock my monitor over, what are some crazy animals?
So
in
top
Australia?
10 that pulled
Let's
up.
see if Liv can confirm.
A box jellyfish.
Very,
box
very
jellyfish.
dangerous.
Can you run into them pretty easily?
You
have to be in certain areas.
You have to be in certain areas.
Northeast.
You gotta try.
I have northeast coast. Is that what you have?
No. Go ahead.
Most poisonous jellyfish in the world.
Yeah,
15 tentacles.
yeah.
Okay, what about a inland taipan?
I'd have to see a photo. Do you have a
That's
photo?
It
that's a
says
snake.
it's a fierce
That's a
snake,
snake.
it says.
Oh, then look, we have a lot of venomous snakes.
Look, it says it can kill 100 people with a drop of venom. I don't
believe-
need.
I
I don't
believe
need
it.
that in my life.
That's
I
scary.
believe it.
I don't need that. No, the one thing it did say, Trey, is it only attacks if threatened, and it's supposed to stay away.
But it's probably
So
like
if I'm peeing
in the
myself, it's
outback.
not going to attack me, right?
But what if you go into the woods, like on the golf course, taking a leak?
I'm not going in the woods in Australia. I'm taking a drop.
Taking
That. Okay, here's the next one, which I saw this one when I was there pretty up close to saltwater crocodile.
Yeah.
How easy are those to run into, though?
I mean, if
I mean,
you
they're pretty
are
big,
in
right?
their territory, yes, you can run into them.
All like north,
Yeah.
south, east, west.
That's
Northeast.
no, you know what?
coast.
You know
Where you
what?
find 'em?
You know what it said on mine.
Down
it said north, south, east, or west.
you run into all of
You
them.
run into-
All
that's what it
over.
said. It said because there's salt.
Everywhere.
There's salt and fresh.
Yes.
Salt
And that
fresh.
it said, it literally said, Trey, it said, if you are concerned, ask a local about whether you
Imagine
should,
them. Yeah,
whether
here.
you should swim.
Come here.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Check it out.
Okay.
If locals are swimming in an area, you can swim there.
I don't know.
but
Some of
don't
those
just
locals-
jump into a random like
Oh well, hell
waterway.
no. No.
Like-
I didn't even want to take a bath while I was there.
Come on. Okay.
Okay, Sydney funnel web spider.
Yeah, I saw that one
Probably
too.
just funnel web spiders.
Is that?
Like they're pretty much everywhere.
I didn't see any of this.
funnel web.
This was in Sydney? It says Sydney.
Yeah.
We're still in a hotel.
Oh, you know what I saw a lot of, Trey, when I was looking at this stuff too? It says the bite's deadly, but don't worry there. If you take antidote in enough time, you're good.
You're okay.
Yeah.
I don't
Antidote.
need the pressure of having antidote in a certain
Find an
amount of
antidote.
time. There's like a timer on your arm. It's like if you don't get it in this amount of time, you're gone.
No.
No, but
Have
like
you ever been bitten?
by a spider
Spider or snake?
on my face? Yes, a spider. I was-
A
I was 3.
venomous spider. You had to have antidote.
Not antidote. Like they just had to monitor it, but it was such a baby spider. It was a black widow.
You don't
Redback
realize
spider?
she was 3 in a cult. They prayed.
They prayed. Yeah.
No hospitals.
All was good.
I had
Everybody
the faith.
pray.
I'm surprised you haven't been bitten by a lot of things through the last 7 years.
Well, the
8
thing
years.
is like in Australia, in school, they teach us that if you're bitten by a snake or a spider, like that's what we practice.
is
Is
get
to
to
like
some antidote.
is to figure out how to like do a tourniquet and like
No shit.
drop the bite below your heart and lay flat on a
Whoa.
surface. Like American kids like practice
don't know
school
that
shooting
shit.
and
Oh.
fucking we
Yeah.
practice
That's fucked up.
That's fair.
snake
okay.
bites.
But true.
Wow, that was a shot.
That was a
No
dig
pun
right
intended.
there.
You
Next.
know what? Can you imagine us like? Well, we got to train for that armadillo, the fucking raccoon out there.
Right.
Wait, an armadillo?
Or just a
And
stray
you're
dog.
dealing Trey's mountain lions. Don't even get me started. Trey
That's real.
Trey thinks there's a mountain lion in Dallas, and when he was riding his bike on trails, that it was chasing him and trying to plot and all that.
It left a dead animal.
It-
This one looks kind of weird. I would have to assume you got to be in the perfect location for this. A blue ringed octopus.
They
Ooh, I've never heard of
very
that.
expensive, venomous.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you'll die.
Literally everything you've said,
One-
that's her response.
1 milligram of it can
Mm-hmm.
kill a human.
Yeah, my friend, she has a blue ring octopus tattooed on her shoulder, and it's like pretty cool, but
Oh,
But
Like-
not deadly.
not deadly. Not
good.
not in a tattoo form. No.
The next one, this one looked kind of weird. A stonefish.
Yeah.
stone.
So they look like stones, and they are in rock pools.
Oh, of course.
And if you step on their barbs, they're at the top of their on their spine, and that's where their venom is. So if you step on that and it goes into you, like if you don't seek help immediately, you'll die
Yeah.
God
Antidote.
damn.
within hours.
Antidote.
How do people survive in Australia with all this
Because
shit?
they have lots of antidote.
we just
just walk around with antidote.
yeah, we
That's what
survive.
when you were saying the school thing, I picture the teacher just having it in the desk.
Right.
It's all over the place. Instead of a first aid
kind of
kit, it's a
snake
bunch
was
of
that?
antidote. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got them all labeled. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they don't really attack with the mouth. They are attacking
No,
with the.
it's the spines on the back of their on their spine.
Oh, that's creepy.
Okay.
Okay. An eastern brown snake.
That's the brown snake. Yeah.
That was the one.
that the one that was in the
her
bed with you?
yeah.
This one looks creepy.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah. It's a very common.
What does that do? Is it poisonous?
What happens if you're bitten by a brown snake? It says nausea or vomiting, headache, abdominal pain, double vision, blurred vision, slurred speech. No death yet.
That sounds like her.
Sudden
That
collapse
sounds like
or
her
seizure.
cocaine. Her cocaine bin.
Yeah.
Sounds like a trip.
Sounds like
do it.
one.
Dark
Saturday
or
night.
red urine. That
Yeah.
sounds fucking crazy.
But like you won't die immediately.
It takes some time. Yeah.
But like as soon as it's done, like you gotta tie tourniquet,
Yeah,
drop it
antidote.
below your heart so like the blood doesn't pump it into your heart.
Lay on the ground
Lay on the ground.
and hope somebody comes and finds you.
Yeah, or lay on a ledge and drop your arm below your heart.
The Australian flag should say make sure you have your antidote.
I'm just wondering if we're walking down the street, just some random Australia little town, and you see a bunch of people just laying on the ground. It's like, what the fuck?
They're waiting for the antidote.
Please call somebody.
Call poison control.
God damn. All right. This
All
one
right.
looks like it would be pretty hard to get to. A great white.
Yeah,
Great white shark.
That's
That
the
would be
obvious one.
pretty
I
hard.
read it was the southeast. Anybody that can see this Melbourne and Sydney and all that.
That's where I live.
Canberra,
Canberra.
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 The capital. Melbourne, you're on the southeastern very tip
Yeah.
towards Tasmania. Is there really a little creature called the Tasmanian devil? Is that real?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You
Tasmanian devils, yeah.
Yeah,
They're real.
Okay, so that's not just a cartoon.
No.
Okay, good to know.
But from that tip from Melbourne down to Tassie, there's a cruise ship boat that goes from there to there.
I think we need to go on that, Trey.
It's like 24 hours.
No?
It's really fun. It's like
Because there could be crocodiles and great whites in there.
and sharks,
like a
and
giant
snakes.
fairy.
and spiders, and
Fuck that.
Look,
They're actually on board.
we
They have
haven't
their
even-
own little zone.
we haven't even
The
got
snakes and shit.
we haven't even got to the most dangerous of them all, Trey. Look, but I heard the sharks were down in the southeastern territory. You're saying that they're on the west,
They're on the west. Like there's a
over
there-
by Perth.
Look, it surrounds the whole of Australia.
Sharks are gonna be
Sharks
all
are going to
over
be
the
everywhere.
place. All right.
But there's more, I would say, from just
And the Great Barrier
people
Reef is
knowing.
up here,
Yeah,
which is the northeast.
yeah. That's
side.
the tip of Australia.
That would be like New England in the United States.
Yeah,
Okay,
but like
that's about right.
the sharks are more on the LA side of Australia.
Over here,
Yeah.
where Perth is.
Yeah, so Perth and Western Australia probably have more sharks over that side because there's open water out that
Why
way
does anybody get in the water?
to cool off
Why does anybody stay on the land?
because it's hot.
That's true.
You got to have a fine line.
Why does anybody go to Australia?
Just going in the hotel room and staying there.
Yeah,
You
shut
look at
the
'em
door,
window.
make sure there are no snakes or spiders, and then just like
Watch the toilet go backwards the whole time.
get a good view. Is that true?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Is that true?
Yeah,
It's reversed.
yeah.
You were
Because
right.
that's the equator.
But somebody debunked that. I thought.
No, they did a science thing in
Really?
Africa where the equator is on. It runs through Africa. So they went north of the equator where America is, and it's spun that way. They went below the equator where it's spun the opposite way, and then they went directly on the equator, and the water just went straight down.
Really?
Oh,
so it's
shit.
about like the magnetic
It's
poles
the
and
magnetic
shit?
pull of the Earth's gravitational pull.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought that show debunked it, but fuck them.
Yep.
I look. I believe Liv over those guys.
Look, I watched a cool video, and I was like blown away. So
This one doesn't look very scary, but it's a cone,
Cone shell.
snail. Cone snail?
A snail.
A snail.
we call them cone shells.
Okay.
Look,
But,
if it's
like-
in Australia, it's scary.
The cone it's like a shell that you'll find on the beach, but out the bottom of the shell, if the cone shell snail is in there, it'll shoot out a dart out of the bottom, and like stab you if it
Sure.
feels threatened.
Of course.
Shit. It does say it's,
So
what does it say
that
on
blue
here?
picture that's on your screen when you
Says
go up.
It can cause immediate, it can paralyze you and eventually kill the prey, but it doesn't say how big the prey is.
Yeah.
As big as a human or?
It depends on how big the shell is. So those shells can get to as big as your head.
So
And
well,
see
bring
out
me
the
shells
bottom
home.
of that
I don't
shell?
need anything to be
Yeah.
paralyzed on me,
Yeah.
regardless. I don't even want a finger paralyzed.
But
I can't
they-
imagine a shell as big as my head.
They do it like
in your
they're
nose. So, we had to do it.
it's an
Look,
underwater
I think
creature,
I
so
think
they're
you look
bottom
fantastic,
feeders.
Trey.
Okay.
Yeah. They're not going to
Next
be
one.
Trey, you look fantastic.
Shut up.
Ignore me. with the-
Red back spider.
Yes, I was just going to say it if you didn't.
That's,
Go ahead.
That's the one that bit me on the face when I was 3.
No.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know what it says? Trey?
Talk to us.
It's all over Australia. That's what it said, literally.
Yeah.
All over.
And I
it
didn't see
says,
one.
it literally said, always look in the toilet for this spider.
Oh.
But you always have to look in your shoes too.
Well, apparently,
God damn.
Because you'd leave your shoes outside when you come in. And then when you get out in the morning, they want to find a burrow. But what you have to do is just tap your shoes out.
how cold does it get in Australian winters?
I'd say it's like Texas.
Really?
It was pretty chilly when I was
Without
there.
the snow,
But why are
without the
these
snow that
things
Texas
there?
gets.
These
Yeah.
insects are, and spiders aren't, and I get it.
You said Sydney was a city, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when we were in Sydney, it was actually pretty chilly there.
Yeah, but that's because you're off the coast and you're getting that west.
But why are these things
Easterly
surviving there? Usually these
They're
insects and
cold-blooded.
spiders and arachnids they need warmer weather.
I feel like they
Look,
hibernate.
I took entomology, all right.
They probably hibernate just like bears do.
Oh, you think
And you're
so?
supposed to have a master's in writing, but
Yeah.
I do.
see how that works
I haven't
out.
had
Like
any
they probably
blunders
figure it
tonight.
out. They burrow into the earth.
Man.
But
Why don't we have any of
Yeah.
that shit here?
I don't know.
And we have some stuff here, but not like this.
No.
And no one's ever said every time you go to the toilet, look underneath.
I wonder if it was like wild back when America got colonized.
You
Like
mean
with all these
when
animals.
Australia got?
Because Australia was colonized way further down the line than America was. Because America was like, what, 1600s?
Well,
1700s?
it started 1600s.
Yeah.
It wasn't
So,
a
like, they
country
probably
until-
were starting to, like, bring diseases that eradicated those bugs and insects and things.
That's right. We fucked them up.
But we came in the 1800s and the 1900s.
I thought it was way before that.
1800s.
I thought
Yeah.
forgive me, but weren't you guys like a prison?
Yeah. Sometimes.
If anybody doubts our professionalism on the show,
They shouldn't.
they shouldn't.
This is very
buzz is
professional.
gone. So we have one camera now with both Trey and Liv because Liv's camera just did some funky stuff and yelled at us and basically was saying, Ryan, shut up. Which you say all the time. I don't know why the camera had to say it.
Yeah.
You had all the
Made it
you had
official.
all the
All
animals.
10, yeah. We got them out.
Liv,
Yeah.
this was awesome.
Yeah.
Did you have a good time?
Had a great time.
Man, I want to know.
I said a lot of shit.
I have so many questions, and I hope that people listening enjoyed it. Not in a weird way, but enjoyed it, understanding, listening.
Yeah.
That put things in perspective. People understand that everybody goes through some things, and if you have issues and thoughts of suicide, you have things like this, you have drinking problems, you have whatever. Get help. I mean, Liv's doing great. She has like 4 dudes and a baby daddy, and she's headed back to Australia. There was a guy
Land down under.
There was a guy in Australia that you.
Yeah, I was
He's
talking to
no-
him, but he's
okay.
no longer.
He's no longer
part of it.
whatever.
Yeah.
But I had a great time. Trey, is there anything you want to add?
I'm good.
Awesome. I'm so happy to have had you. Thanks, Liv. I'm going to end with a quote.
Sure.
It's kind of cheesy, but I think it applies, especially Liv with your story. Now, a bend in the road is not the end of the road unless you fail to make the turn.
Yeah. It's a good one.
I like that. Trey's laughing at us.
He's laughing because he
He
probably
didn't
has
get
heard
it.
corny
Yeah,
quotes
he
from
didn't
you
get it.
before. But I like
He's
that.
heard a lot of weird
It's because
stuff.
you have to make that commitment to
Right.
turn and change your life to figure out.
You're doing right
Yeah.
now. So I want to know about which turn you make. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Which fork in the road
Which
am I going?
fork in the road. Thank you, Liv, for opening up, and I had
course.
a great time.
Me
Absolutely.
too.
All right, love you guys. See you.
Later.
Bye.
No bias here, just the facts and the fair. We look at both sides, do our best to compare. In this podcast realm where we compromise, balance is key and the facts don't lie. Stay in the great where perspectives intertwine. We seek the truth in the gray we define. In this podcast journey, minds open wide. Shades the truth on this impartial ride.
No, nothing really.
Nothing.
How do you come up with something after that show?
Liv, we have like an ending here, right?
I
at
think
this
she's
point.
going on a date
Okay,
right
quick.
as soon as she lives here.
There it is. There's usually one witty something we say, and then we finally end it.
Oh,
Do you have a date right now with a new man?
no, but I texted the baby daddy.
Oh.
Ooh, tune in, everybody.
Holy shit.
Tune in. Liv may be back next show. Good luck.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Good luck, everybody. Be safe. Love you.
Bye.